Okay, welcome to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. This is session 39. The group is in the Lemurian Remnant, currently at the Zoan Monastery. After speaking with the top dog there, the head monk, Zu, um, they've discovered that there may be an artifact that was stolen from a tomb of a young woman named C. Few years back. They're not sure. They think that the tomb had been violated, but they are forbidden by their rights to enter the tomb. So they have asked the PCs to go there, which kind of helps the PC's purpose as well, to know whether or not this. Although I don't think you've specifically told the monastery this, but you had been in search of, we'll say on some level, this feathered crown, which grants the power of life and death. So, all that being said, currently the party is resting at the Zoan Monastery. It is the seventh day of the seventh month of the ninth year, which I was just pointing out to the group before we started, is 2 years in the game time from the very first session, when the characters officially became adventurers. Well, when Pinesta officially became an investor. Everybody else that was on that caravan has either spread out or moved on to the afterlife. So, in any case, uh, morning comes, and the head monk had mentioned that he was going to give you directions, basically a map to where to go, and all this. So you're waiting in the chambers, the kind of the meditation room that you had met him in before, decorated beautifully with serpentine mosaics and relief. Not serpent men, but serpentine. So as we are there that morning, we'll kind of go through and you guys can intro your characters. Let us know what they're kind of up to, their thought process, whatever you want to say about them. And I will start with Crystal.
I am playing Sorka. She is a druid, and as she is waking up this morning, uh, she does her stretches and kind of goes out to maybe where there's a little bit more nature to sort of like sit and meditate and speak with the spirits of nature in order to gain the spells that will be beneficial to her that on this day. And she uh, graciously thanks them all for the gifts that have been bestowed upon her, and yeah, then she is ready to head back inside and you know get some breakfast, and that's Sorka.
Excellent. Mike, tell us about your character.
Tam is the newest member of the party. He is a sailing thief. He considers himself a pirate, but a sailor and a thief. He's quite taken by this party of foreigners that have entered his land. He sees them as bigger than normal people, and he's trying to reconcile that right now. He believes that Sorka is actually a magical bird because she spends so much time in bird form, and is a little puzzled that Brighild does not have a tongue because for some reason she doesn't speak Lumerian. And if a child of a god can't speak Lumerian, how can she be a child of the gods? So, yeah, he's a little bit superstitious, but is very thrilled to be with this action team of heroes that have landed on his island.
Excellent. And Nikki, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Pinesta. She is a bard. She is very interested in going to this tomb of C, and seeing if a feathered crown is there. She's very suspicious that it won't be there. She thinks Clang probably actually took it. So she is just very, very focused on that and hoping that it will perhaps convince Brighild that they need to go back and investigate the temple, because if it's really snake men, then that's a really, really bad thing, as the monk told us. So that's what Penesta's thinking about today.
Excellent. Speaking of Brighild, Tony, what's Brighild's thought process this morning on the balmy 100-degree weather of the Lemurian remnant?
The warlock known as Brighild the Imposing is actually refreshed and somewhat rejuvenated from the bath that they had the evening before and the well-rested night. She sees Sorka going out for her daily prayers. She's sitting there carving something into the haft of her spear and digging into it with a dagger. And she's thinking to herself that she hopes that this journey they're going to take, that it will bring forth the location of this feathered crown that both her and Penesta have heard about, and maybe it will still be hidden there somewhere, and hopefully the monk did not find it. But she's ready for this journey to go. So that's Brighild the Imposing.
Excellent. And Rush, very quiet on the journey from the town to the monastery. What's your character? But what are they thinking now?
So after spending a little bit of time in her, guess, withdrawn state of quietness, with the adventuring life having brought a lot of injury and some recent embarrassment in town, she began to have some second thoughts as to what she's doing. But she did partake in the bath that was offered, and as like Brighild, found it to be very refreshing. Monks are very much into taking care of their body, and cleanliness is definitely one of those. She spends a little bit of time trying to engage Brighild in a discussion between the differences of using mind over matter mixed with martial combat versus using magic mixed with martial combat, and the intricacies thereof and whatnot. But aside from that, she just has been following the crowd a little bit. She's prepared to try and head off on this newest endeavor, and this time with a little bit better luck, and hopefully not having to be drugged back to a ship to rest for days. But that is Estrella, the fit monk of Apollo.
Excellent. Sure. I mean, when you are brave and you put yourself in the face of danger, sometimes you get knocked on your butt, I guess. Speaking of being knocked on their butt, no, I don't know how that was a good segue, but Young, tell us about your character.
I play Tulok, the Eskimo Ranger from the frigid tundra plain of Lang. Tulok is a decent archer and an excellent tracker. He's wary of what is to come, since recently he came in face to face with a skeletal giant snake, five undead shadow of knife-wielding women, and a ghost of an ancient Lemurian king. So he's not certain whether this would be a very good idea to venture into some long-lost cave set to hold this crown. However, he is fascinated by the feather crown, since his dear departed previous party came to Lumeria in search of this treasure. And he's currently speaking with his hired Lumerian mercenaries, asking them to stay back here in the monastery for this upcoming adventure, because he doesn't want them to risk themselves unnecessarily at this point.
Excellent. Well, excellent. Perfect. I'm sure that they're very happy to stay with the monks and perhaps meditate and maybe even learn some martial prowess from them and train. Okay. Oh, excellent. If people aren't looking at the chat, you have anybody who has good berries. Crystal just put the update to the good berry status. The good berry status. we should figure out if we could stream properly. We should have like little good berries appear on the stream as we have them.
Oh, regarding the good berries, since Crystal's been making like 2 per day, I guess, does that mean that we have a total of 8 good berries?
No. I only gave you 2 at the beginning of the thing, and they were good for 7 days. They have 4 days left, including today.
Okay.
But after breakfast this morning, I'll offer everyone 1 good berry that you can eat now to sustain you for 24 hours.
Yeah. Tulak would take one.
Nice. If you wanted to cast good berry again, there you could get berries from the monks. There are berries here. So
okay. I don't have it. I did it a bunch before we started, so I don't have it prepared.
Made sense.
Yeah,
it was smart. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you are hanging out there in that meditation chamber when Zu, the very ancient monk that you had met with previously, he is both like most low-end monks. He is a warrior and also a student of history, and there are libraries here, and that was another reason why you guys had come to maybe check out some of the books. So he actually comes forward with kind of a large book under his arm, which he brings up and puts on a small table that's kind of on the side of the room. He kind of puts the book down, then lifts the whole table up and brings it over to where you are, and he kind of opens it up. The pages are quite old papyrus, and they're they kind of crunches as he flips through it, and he looks and he kind of shows you. He flips to a page that's kind of a rough map, if you will, of the area. I mean, it's not an exacting map, but he kind of explains to you kind of generally where to head, so you should be able to find the place. And he tells you that so it's, I'm not sure how much you know about the customs of the Marians. Of course, then he looks at Tam, who probably knows custom, but then he looks at the rest and he says, in such cases of burial, in any large temple or tomb, monastery like this one, there are generally 2 entrances or exits created. In the case of the monastery, the entrance that you came through is our main entrance. That is where we greet the people, and a secondary entrance is created for times of trouble where we must escape or leave the monastery or those types of things. In the case of a tomb, it's quite the opposite. You would never violate the large entrance of a tomb, or if you did, you may risk a curse upon you. So when you find the tomb of C, you do not want to enter through the main entrance. You will take the secondary entrance. And he kind of then shows you, he shows you where the tomb is on the map, and he says, he kind of points off, he says, typically these secondary entrances are about a mile or so away. They are stone structures. They are secure, as you might imagine, but discreet, shall we say. For those who do not take the oath, such as we, that can enter into the tomb, this is the safest way for you. And to get there faster, you may use the smaller entrance from this temple, so you'll come to the other side of the mountain in a very in the shortest way possible. And then he kind of closes the book and he says, "Are there any questions for me?"
Honorable monk, would you be able to point out whereabouts on this map we could search for this secondary entrance?
Yes, he opens it back up again, and he kind of shows you the where he kind of points to where the temple is, and he says, well, the tomb rather. He says the tomb being, uh, you know, uh, set upon this ridge. The secondary entrance is always below, so you will travel through this valley, and you should find sign of it. It will be hidden, but it will. You'll know it when you see it. It should be around here, and he kind of gives you a general idea of where it might be. You'll have to look for it still, but you have a pretty good. I mean, especially being a tracker, you get a pretty good sense looking at this map. Like once you're there, that you think you'll be able to figure out what he's talking about. And then he leaves the book open. And he looks.
Yeah,
to see if he has
and
a
he
question.
replies, "Thank you very much."
This is the head monk here, the one that's been helping us, right?
Yep.
So Sorka will say, thank you for all your help and for the misunderstanding yesterday. Please take this as a gift. And she'll give him a good berry, and she'll say, if you eat this before the day ends, you will be sustained for 24 hours.
He looks and he nods his head. He says, "Ah, this is a great gift that you offered to me. And I take it in friendship." And he takes it from you.
And Sorka nods.
Anybody else? Okay. So if nobody else has anything to say to him, particularly, he'll close the book and he'll leave it there. But then he'll turn and he'll kind of do the thing like not like follow me kind of thing, and he'll start leading you back through a series of hallways, till you'll come to kind of a door, like a large door. And really, the first door you've seen like this, it's actually like shut and locked because, as I mentioned, Sorka and Panessa would have remembered this. The temple is designed similarly, so you have like those like bronze doors and stuff. But in most places that you've walked here, they've been open. This door is closed and a single door, and he removes what is not a key like you saw the other temple have, but this is more like just a simple normal key. And he opens the door and pushes it open, and then walks through into the darkness, and you can hear him walking in front of you a few steps, and then he kind of stops, and you hear some shuffling, and then and you hear a flicker, and a torch lights up, and he's got a torch in his hand, and he says, "Follow this path until the end. You will come to a door. It will be barred from the inside. When you leave, please close it. It will lock with a simple lock, and I'll send one of the monks behind to put the bar back." And he hands the torch to somebody if they take it, and then he walks out.
Yeah, Sorka will take it.
And he walks back into the meditation room. He doesn't lock or close that door behind you, the door that he opened with the key. He just kind of walks into that room, and you see him picking up the book and like moving that table back, and he's kind of organizing himself. If you wait around a few seconds.
Does it look like people have been traveling around here for a long time? Very
in this
recently?
tunnel?
Yeah.
No. In fact, it's pretty dusty.
Does it have any particular smell?
It just smells like old, like kind of a dirty, like a dusty smell. It doesn't smell wet or anything. Well, no more wet than the rest of the place. I mean, the whole place is you're in a rainforest, basically.
Are we ready to?
Volcanic.
Sorry.
Yes, I think we're ready.
All right, Sorka will lead the way with the torch.
Okay. Yeah, the further you go, and especially if Tulok's paying attention, you can see like every time Sorka's walking ahead, you can see she's making fresh tracks, and they're the only tracks you see. It's dusty. It looks like this isn't used very often. Um, and you travel for a bit. I mean, the torch is probably starting to sputter by the time maybe you traveled like you would imagine. I mean, being a tracker and being adventurers and kind of knowing distance and stuff, you would imagine that you traveled anywhere from like a half to like maybe 3/4, or even maybe even a mile, depending on it's really hard to tell exactly. And you see at the edge of the torchlight, you do in fact see a large door. It is stone, and just as he described, there's a large like a timber kind of closed over it. It's a double door, so it has like the timber in the middle.
The monk spoke true. Let's see what we've got on the other side.
Sure did. Well, um, let's see if I can move this timber. Tulak walks up.
Tam will help.
Okay. Yeah, it's a large timber, obviously, because you would know like any kind of structure that wants to protect somebody from ramming the door open, they're going to want to put a big timber there. I mean, one of you probably could have moved it, with some effort, but two of you can very easily lift it up and take it off its little, rack that it's on. And when you do that, you can see that the door then has more like a simple mechanism, like a lock mechanism, uh, that you could just, from the inside, you'd be able to just turn it, and you'd be able to open the door.
Zorka looks to Austria and Brighild, who are our strongest members, and goes, "Yeah, you two don't strain yourselves, okay?"
Well, that Tim's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Australia just kind of looks just like, do you need a hand?
We're good. Yeah, like Sorka said, we need your strength when it really counts.
She kind of shrugs.
And as Tulak steps out, he squints, trying to have his eyes adjust to the bright light.
Okay, yeah, so you open the door. Yeah, exactly. So you open the door and you can feel the moist air coming in. It's not raining or anything. It's actually fairly bright, as you say, because it's more or less partly cloudy today. It's very warm though. It's approaching 100 degrees, so yeah, it's very warm, and exactly your eyes have to adjust, and you can actually see that you're in this. When you step out and look at what you came through, there's kind of like a the ridge that you kind of came through, like the cliff wall or whatever, kind of pushed out. Maybe like you would imagine the last 5 foot or so of that corridor is outside, and it's kind of in almost like a well, it's not really a pyramid because it's flat on one side, but it's basically like a triangle shape. So you've got like this triangle like hallway. Well, the hallway's square, but there's like a triangle shape with the door set in the center of it, and you can see that there's a lot of it looks like it's very well maintained. You can see a lot of growth. As you step out, there's like bushes and various plants and vines hanging down over it. So um, it would probably be, if you weren't looking for it, it might be a little hard to find, kind of thing. It's not like purposely camouflaged, you don't think, but just from disuse, it's kind of hidden away. But as you look around, you can see that you're still kind of on the side of the mountain, and you can look out and you can see the direction in which you need to head based on what the monk described.
Ooh, it's so hot outside. I kind of wish we could travel the rest of the way underground.
Sorka wants to put the torch out, like against the wall or on the ground or whatever before we close the door, and she's gonna kind of put it to the side in the hallway if there's not a sconce around, just so that she doesn't have to leave it like outside the door where it would look suspicious or something.
Okay, nice. So on the map, I'm just putting a couple dots. So you're basically at the where it says Zone Monster, that mountain. You're basically like there, and you're pretty much your destination is more or less a straight line to that hill line. That's where the main tomb is, anyways. And then from there, based on the map, you need to kind of go around about a mile or so around it down the ridge line, or the valley that's below the ridge, rather, and look for the entrance. Based on what he said. Okay. It's bright out. I mean, you've traveled these areas before, so as you start to move through, it won't take that long. You don't think? It's only about a couple miles. But you're climbing down a mountain, so it's a little slow. Although I guess it's faster than climbing up a mountain, depending on what kind of shape you're in. Uh, but you're able to kind of make your move there, and we will see. Crystal, go ahead and roll a d6 to see if any of the friendly wildlife might encounter you on the way.
All right, everyone, get ready for combat.
Right?
Oh, I actually rolled a 3.
Aha. Oh, that's the number. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Yes, you guys, once again, this is not like you're not encountering anything, but you guys have now been traveling in the Lemurian Remnant for a while, and you have Tam with you as well. So there's a lot of these like bigger lizards and such that you see that maybe 3 months ago you might have been like, oh no, and pulled your weapons up, but you see these things and just kind of like stop and let it go past you or move out of the way, and nothing of any consequence that seems to be hostile interacts with you as you make your way towards the tomb, which you are able to find with very little work. I mean, it is actually surprisingly, probably based on everything else you've seen, although maybe not because the monastery was also like this. The tomb itself is of course cut into the hillside. It is actually, the door for it is very large. It's actually a set of double doors that each one is a triangle that form together to create a larger triangle. So it's like if you cut a triangle in half in the middle. And you can see that there's a motif of serpents carved into the large doors, as well as feathers. But of course, this is the main tomb entrance on the top of the ridgeline.
Brickyard is going to suggest that even though we're not going in through this entrance, let's take a look at it and investigate it to see if there's been any activity in and out recently.
Okay, fair enough.
Is the main entrance, is it like already open, or is it currently closed?
No, it's closed.
They said it's been 7 years, right, since supposedly Clang came and took the thing. So we wouldn't expect it to be open.
Yeah,
But that is correct.
Well, I mean, he might have left it open. That's what I was thinking.
That's true.
But,
right, and keep in mind that Clang was a monk as part of the monastery, so he may have known about the other entrance as well. Because based on what Zoo told you, every one of the temples and monasteries and tombs all have these like secondary secret entrances. So he may have known about it or not. I mean, you don't know that one way or the other.
mm-hmm. Well, it wouldn't hurt to look around the main entrance and see if there are any foot tracks of any kind, like Brickhill said.
Yep.
All right, excellent. I mean, you have a tracker with you, so I'm not going to worry about any rolls or anything. So you guys are all looking around. You see what you would imagine that you'd see, which is the occasional animal track. You do see maybe a larger amount of trails that seem to be serpent-like than you would imagine. Like you see clusters of like push down foliage and stuff. But the other thing you do see too is you've got these very large doors, and like I say, it's very cleared off and clean. You look down and you can see that it doesn't look like these doors have been opened in a long time, because you imagine that they would probably mark the ground, if as they were dragged open, because they're the ground itself is dirt, not like a concrete slab or something. So as far as you can tell, it does not look like they've been opened, let's say in the last couple of months at least. You don't know that you'd be able to know longer than that, because obviously you're in a jungle, so things are growing like crazy.
Are there any cracks? Like little holes that? Yeah.
No, and actually, as you kind of check the door for that, what you see seems maybe a little bit strange to you. When you kind of even look at like the crack in the door itself, where you knew that there should be a crack, you kind of look in, and it looks almost like it's been sealed. With the it's in, so you can't really see exactly what it is, but it looks like the cavity has been filled with something. It doesn't look like mortar. Like, it doesn't look like somebody sealed it with mortar. It just looks like there's something like in the cracks. So You don't even like maybe you like blow like see if you can blow through and your breath comes back at you because it's like it doesn't seem to be any way to penetrate the cracks. It's like it's sealed.
Hmm.
Well, at the very least, we know that Kling didn't take the main entrance, it looks like, or hasn't been here in a couple months at the very least.
Right. Well, what do we think?
I mean, I guess we continue to the secondary entrance.
Yes, and then we could see what we see there. Perhaps we'll see evidence of activity.
I don't know if I want to see evidence of activity or not.
Well, if someone else is in there, I'd like to know about it before we bust in.
Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. You and again you have a tracker with you, so I'm not going to make any kind of you don't need to roll or anything. You're able and you saw a map, so you head down the ridge line towards kind of the valley that runs below it, and you're kind of moving. You travel maybe like well, actually, let's do another since you're traveling for about a mile. Mike, roll me a d6. Let's see if you see anything really exciting. No, nothing exciting. Strangely, maybe your luck is moved for. No, it's always when you don't need it, right? Yeah, no hostile creatures seem to dwell in the valley. As you're kind of moving through, you travel maybe a mile or so down the valley, and you do actually see covered in vines, and you almost don't notice it. And it was very good that to like check the map because you probably would have walked right past it. What you can see is the remains of what appears to be an entrance like you came out of from the other monastery. Basically, you have it was like this triangle kind of projected out a bit. This looks like it's been collapsed, like the ridge above collapsed onto it with some large stones, and the whole thing is crunched down. You can see that there's I mean, you could get through it. The door's gone now. It's like shattered, but there's like, 3 or 4 foot wide, like jagged opening that seems to go into the depths of the darkness that would lead basically, you would hope, into the tunnel that like similar to the one you came through. But the door itself is gone now, and so is any kind of entrance, like normal type entrance. This is like only a very small, uh, maybe 3 or 4 foot hole.
It doesn't look too safe. Could we try and clear up some rubbles?
Oh, I can fit through that, no problem. I mean, I'm not big like you are. I mean, I should be able to squeeze through there.
I can probably come with you.
I could go into animal form and look ahead to see if there's anything dangerous before we do this.
I think that may be a great idea. I'm just concerned that Australia and Brighild, it would be a very tight fit for them.
Before he even says that, Australia's looking over at Brickhill and looking back at the hole and looks back at Brickhill and just kind of shrugs like, oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely think you would fit, but it would be a tight. You got to be like shouldering through, to get through. It would not be as easy for some of the smaller, as it would be for the smaller characters like Tam or whatever could shoot right through. But yeah, you could fit, assuming it doesn't get any smaller once you get past what you can see, of course.
I think it is an excellent idea, Sorker, for you to transform into a rat or a mouse or something and go and investigate it. Maybe you can find a easier way in.
All right. Yeah, let's see. What animals have good vision in the dark?
How about a snake?
Yeah, snakes like to eat rats.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe a snake or a bat, maybe. Yeah, I guess I can do a snake. That's
Yeah, if you
fine.
turn into a python, I'm just looking to see which snakes they have infrared vision, so you can see it. They can see in the dark. I mean, maybe all
Okay.
snakes can, but that's the only one. Oh no, also or a viper. Those two are listed as having the infrared vision. If you want to, or a rattlesnake. Okay, so basically all the snakes except for spitting cobra.
Okay, yeah.
At least all the good snakes.
Or asp. So not asps or spitting cobras, but a viper, a rattlesnake, or a python all have the ability to see in the dark. If you want to be a snake.
Yeah. Well, I can only do small, so I can't do python. So I will do asp. Do not. I'm looking now.
Oh, I saw. You're right. They're right. They are medium pythons. It doesn't look like it. Looks like asp doesn't have it.
Uh,
Yeah, it looks like
okay.
rattlesnake.
I see. It's the viper, special viper. They have infrared vision. Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
see where it is. Yeah. Okay. I'll become a viper then.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, even though a rattlesnake has it, rattlesnakes are not very common here. So if you don't want to stick out, yeah, being a rattlesnake is friendly. Oh yeah, viper. So yeah, you got oh, and they're fast, 40-foot movement. They're faster than
Do I have a supercharger? Sorry. Uh, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, Sorka becomes a viper.
not at that level.
Yeah, and yeah, she will slither her way through the rocks to see how big it is and everything.
Sure.
How big the hole is.
Perfect. Yeah. So you drop down, and you're a snake, and you start to move your way through. And of course, as soon as you kind of enter the dark, you pause for a second, let your eyes adjust to whatever, and you start to move through. You can actually see that the first part of the tunnel, we'll call it, is roughly the same dimensions as you see on the outside. It gets a little bit more narrow at points, but not so much in total capacity. So like it's going to be for like the bigger characters like Australia, she's going to have to like crawl through like this, then maybe turn sideways and crawl through. But you think it's probably possible. You don't. It doesn't seem like it'll stop her. But what you do see after about 7 or 8 feet going in, you're kind of moving forward, and you don't see it so much as touch it, as you kind of bump into what feels like a like with your head probably I guess some kind of a like a membrane. It's translucent at the very least, if not transparent. It doesn't seem to be a different uh, temperature than the surroundings. So actually, it would probably to infrared, you'd probably actually see it as a. It almost looks like a wall actually, but you can kind of see through it because it's not very thick. It's like very thin, and you kind of so maybe you don't bump into it. You probably see it. You see it in front of you, and you can see it's like you can see through it, so it's a little bit weird. Um, so it's stretching across the entire thing, and then right after that, the area opens up into what you recognize as a very similar corridor to what you walked down with the torch earlier from the other monastery.
Okay. Uh, Before I touch it, I want to like just flick my tongue out at it and like kind of taste the particles off of it as snakes do. Like I mean, does it like like smell it? Does it smell alive or like?
You know what? When you're a druid, go ahead and roll a d6. I'll give you. I'll make this 4 and 6 that you'll have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to get back to thing. I got a lot of browsers open. I'll roll the 4.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't. Yes and no. What it seems like to you is when a creature sheds their skin, like that's kind of your initial impression of what it could be. So you think that it shouldn't be alive, but there's something about it that makes you think that somehow it is. Um, it's not. it's not something like a slime, let's say, that would be kind of alive, but like it's a slime, obviously. But it's in that kind of category of creature. You think that it's alive, but it's very much like the skin of something, almost like a if the skin of something could be animated. Although it's not moving at all, it's just kind of
Okay.
sitting there.
Huh. It is it, and where is it at? It's like covering the hole.
Yeah, it's basically blocking the way. So it's almost like if you think of like how spiders like block an entire area with web, it's kind of like that, except it covers the whole area because it's a membrane. And it's basically in front of you. As soon as you pass through this thing, if you were to get past it, you'll see that there's a hallway to go into the rest of the place. But approaching it, you're going to be, well, you're obviously a snake, but anybody approaching it's going to be like on their hands and knees, like crawling up to it, basically because it's still in a small part of the tunnel.
Not sure.
And it's about 8 feet in.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to strike at it, just like try and strike it. Like I don't necessarily want to inject poison. If I can just dry bite it, I'll do that. But I just kind of want to like strike at it with my head and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you can't really miss. It's right in front of you. Go ahead and make an avoidance saving throw.
Okay. Avoidance. Success.
As you bite into this thing, it actually, it's almost like, I guess the best way to describe it is the skin. It almost like bleeds at you, like it like spits out a fluid. So avoidance to not get hit by it.
Okay. Yeah, I succeeded.
Okay. Yeah, it like splashes on the ground next to you, and you can see that it's like and you can smell that it's kind of very gummy. It's almost like a very like coagulated blood kind of thing.
I'm gonna like rear back and hiss at it and see if it's frightened at all.
It does not react when you do that.
Okay. Like I think I know what it is, meta, but I don't know Sorka would. So, like the stuff is this. Oh, okay.
That's a good way. That's a good way to just kind of figure it out. Give yourself a chance based on how likely it is that you think you would know it.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So that would be a difficult task. So if you think it would be difficult for her to know, then she succeeded.
Okay.
I mean that's a good way to do it. Or very difficult would be 1 in 6. So you can decide yourself based on what you think Sorka would know.
I mean, she is level 6. All right, I'll tell you what I think it is meta, and if I'm right meta, then I can say that Sorka knows. I think that this is what are they called? Like a pudding or like a ooze, like one of those things.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. Yeah. It's not one that you've seen before, but yeah, it's definitely like something like that. But it's more solid. Anytime any of those things you've ever encountered before have been like an ooze. This though is like a membrane. It's like a almost imagine like a rubber stretched across, but very very thin, like a balloon. Maybe it's the best way to say. I mean, your character wouldn't know balloon. I'm just saying, so you understand more.
Okay. The stuff that it spit at me, like I'm gonna like flick my tongue at it. Is it acidic like a jelly or an ooze would be?
No, actually, it's now that you took a second to like look at it for a second, then you hissed at it, then you go back to the stuff on the ground. It's almost like tar, and in fact, it's now hardened.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I definitely don't want to touch it anymore. All right, Sorka's gonna crawl back out. She's gonna begin to crawl back out to the entrance.
You get it. It doesn't follow you.
And yeah, when she gets back out, she will become Sorka again, and she'll tell them what she encountered. There's something down there, some kind of creature. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a jelly, but it kind of reminds me of that. But but it's much thicker, and it spit something at me that hardened almost instantly when it hit the wall behind me. I don't think it'd be safe to crawl through there.
Certainly doesn't sound like it. We've seen oozes before, right, Brighild?
Yes, that is not something in a tight spot down there, especially with one person that we need to go. We cannot find another way in through here. I guess we'll have to resort to going into the main entrance if we want to proceed.
Yes, I agree.
Well, it's near the entrance here. We could look for any other collapsed tunnels. This may not be the only place where it collapsed.
Oh, why don't we just burn this out?
What if it's not vulnerable to fire?
We could try.
Well, I mean, if it's like you say it's like a jelly or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's down there pretty far, like, right, Daniel? Like, it was.
What's 7 feet in?
Yeah, it's it's pretty far down in there. Like, you'd have to crawl in to do that.
Well, Tem, you're from around here. Have you ever heard of anything like that before?
Oh no, I spend my times on boats. I know ships and jellyfish and fish. That's what I know. Yeah, this is something new.
Tam, if you wanted to crawl in there, you could take a lit torch, and try to burn it. And if it attacks you or whatever, we could have a rope tied to your legs, and myself and Estrella could pull you out if you yell, if you want to do that.
Yeah, let's try it. I mean, I'd rather not offend the dead. I mean, we've already seen what offending the gods has done to us, let alone offending the dead. I mean, let's not do that. So yeah, he'll take a torch and he'll crawl in there.
Yeah, and Sorka will, like, describe the way the tunnel goes too. Like, it goes down and it kind of gets narrower here, so that way you kind of know what to expect.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess we'll secure a rope to his leg, and if he yells, pull him.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you're able to crawl in there, and you being a small frame, you kind of work your way in with the torch in front of you. It's a pretty tight spot, but again, you're small frame, you're getting smoke in your face and stuff as you crawl through, but it's nothing you probably haven't dealt with before. And you can actually see the area, as Sorka described, and being extra cautious, you actually glimpse this thing. Like, you think, like, if you weren't looking for it, you would have run right into it. And yeah, you can see it's just basically just beyond this. It looks like the hallway opens back up again, but it's just kind of stretched over, almost like a spider web, but except it's solid in a membrane.
Do you see it, Tem?
Yeah, just barely. Brighild, let me see your spear. I wonder if I just pierce it. If it just breaks like a bubble.
No, I'm not passing my spear down there to get trapped. You can use a dagger.
Well, then I get close to it and it might spit at me.
Well,
Here,
you said you were going to
try
burn
the
it
sword.
anyway.
Try the sword. And then he pulls out his non-magical two-handed sword and and hands it over to Tem. Be careful, don't get cut.
That is a stupid idea, Tulok, to push that sword 7 feet down a hole to Tam.
Yeah.
I love, too, that I just realized that Tulok is carrying a two-handed sword and a two-handed scimitar.
Yeah, it forms a gigantic X in his back, on his back.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not getting through the hole like that. Okay, yeah. You probably, it's a little bit. Well, I guess the sword's pretty long, but he would have to turn around to get it from you. So you're gonna have to crawl back out if you want to get the sword. But you can certainly do that, I suppose.
Okay. First, I'm gonna try burning it though.
Okay. Yeah, you put the torch against it, and you hear like a bit of a crackle sound, so that it makes you maybe think, oh, okay. So you put it a little closer, and you realize that the torch is starting to sputter out and go out.
Oh, well, I'll pull it back.
Yeah, and then it kind of like lets back up, but you can see the side that was towards the membrane that like actually touched it is actually like not relighting again. It's like out.
Oh,
It's almost like coated. Yeah, it's like coated in like a tar that seems to be that putting the fire out in that area.
Well, it doesn't seem like it burns. Yeah, I'll use that sword. Let's see if it cuts.
Yeah, just crawl back out. I don't think I can slide it in the hole without getting you hurt down there.
Okay.
Just to warn you, the last time I fought an ooze, or one time I fought an ooze, it started eating my sword, and
What do you mean fight? These things fight?
well,
the sword's pretty darn long, so just stay out here. I mean, if you simply step about a foot or more into it, you should be able to jab it.
Hey, nobody said that these things fight. I thought it was just like a jelly. It just sat there. These things fight?
they can.
Okay, I'm coming back out.
The barbarian companion that I used to travel with, he took one on one time. It was very impressive.
Yes.
Why don't you climb down there, Tulok, with your mighty sword and puncture it and see what happens then?
Yes.
All right.
Just be prepared to lose the sword, perhaps.
Yeah.
To see.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Tulok unsheathes his long two-handed sword. He puts the magical sword on the ground so that it's not going to hamper with him crawling down there. And he's going to jab the sword blade in first from the outside of the hole. And then he's just going to step or crawl in like only about a foot or two.
Well, the sword, I had to check. The sword's 4 to 5 feet long.
Yeah.
So you'll have to crawl it a little bit. Not very far. I mean, you got your whole length of your arm.
3 feet, 4 feet.
Yeah, you can crawl in a bit and then just like reach your arm in there, and it's a bit of an odd maneuver, but you can do it. I mean, it's not a big deal. And when you stick the sword, you feel it pushing like from pressure, and you push harder, and you feel it penetrate, and since you're paying attention, you probably can't see because of your angle, but you hear like a sound. And the sword is basically like you can feel the sword is being, I don't want to say it's being held, but it's almost like if you stabbed somebody, like it feels like there's some pressure on it as you're holding it there. But you think you might be able to cut through this thing. You can't see it, of course, so you don't know what you're actually doing.
Yeah, he's gonna try and slice it. He'll maneuver the sword so that it's gonna, make a vertical wound.
Okay.
Slice it down just a little bit.
Would you like a torch?
No, it's okay. I don't have to see it. I just want to see what comes out of this.
Well, how can you see what comes out of it?
Let's take a look afterwards.
Okay.
Yes, you let the weight of the sword and a little bit of your strength kind of carry it down to the ground, and you hear more of that like, and then finally you hear the sword hit the ground with a tink. You reach the bottom.
Yeah, he pulls the sword back.
Stops.
He pulls the sword back and
covered.
crawls out.
Yeah, it's covered in this like black, almost tar type substance. The same thing you saw on the torch, built up around it, thickly all over the blade, and it's hard as a rock.
Yeah, he sets it on the ground for the rest of the party to examine it.
Wow. Yeah, that's the stuff that spat at me.
That doesn't look like jelly.
Yeah. It reminds you a bit of at least in its composition, of the shiny black rock that was in the volcano. Not exactly that. It's basically like a tar type substance, but it's very hard. Now that it's dried,
Is it hot?
It is not.
It hot? Okay.
No, you basically now have the sword in the stone. It's like covered in this like tar stone. For the first like 3 feet of it.
Well, is it gone?
I'll go look.
No, I mean he pulled out the sword and it's got the top part that's covered in stone and it's sitting on the ground in front of everybody.
Cam will crawl back in for a visual inspection.
Yeah, you pick up that torch. It's still burning. I mean, half of it's out because of the tar, but you climb back in and you see all in front of this thing on the ground. You see lots of this like shiny black goop, and you can see it's almost like a curtain that's been like split, and the edges of it are all covered in this like hard black material.
Did it harden already? Tam, can you see it down there?
I think so. Give me a stick or something.
Tulak grabs his sword and bangs it against the a nearby tree or something. Try to crack the sword out of whatever's covering it.
Okay, extraordinary feat of strength.
Oh man,
We'll do that for you.
Sorka will go ahead and grab a stick and give it to Tam.
Oh yeah, you push a stick up there to him, and yeah, so you have a stick.
Yeah, I shove it up into the juicy parts and try to push them aside.
Okay, so you're gonna touch the flat part that's not hardened.
Yes.
Okay, if you jab into it or touch it, well, it's only a stick. You can feel it giving a bit, and you're able to push it to the side. I'll say the stick's not pointy, so yeah, you can move it like a curtain, basically. So you think you could definitely crawl through that area now without touching it if you wanted to?
Okay. Can I knock the hard stuff? Can I break that?
If you hit the hard stuff, it feels like you're hitting a stone with a stick.
Okay.
So it doesn't break off now. But the
Yeah,
whole curtain kind of goes.
Yeah, I could make a hole. We could get through here.
yeah, just be careful down there.
Do not know if that's a good idea, though. What if the thing reforms itself, or we are all trapped in that hole, pushing back and forth? I don't know if that's a very good idea to continue this way.
What? But then we just we cut it again. I mean, we cut it once. We can cut it again, right?
Well, yes, but if we're all uh, jammed up and logged into this hole trying to get into this room, and I don't think it's a good idea.
And what if it spits? I mean, it's still got soft parts. It can still spit, right?
Okay, I'll hit all the soft parts and make them hard. That's right. That's what was happening. And I'll push against all the soft parts. Are they making? Are they becoming hard at all?
Are you going to try to penetrate the terrace?
I am penetrating the soft parts.
Yeah, I mean, if you poke a hole in it, it will spit at you, and you'll have to make an avoidance save. So go ahead.
Oh. Guy.
Oozes, man.
Yes, avoidance. There
Okay, yeah, it splits and hits the wall behind you, but you broke off a piece of it. You know, like you poke a hole in it, and then there was the hard part, and a piece falls on the ground.
Yeah, I failed that.
Oh, you failed it.
I failed it.
Okay. Oh, all right. It hits you in the face, and you feel it immediately harden up. You can still kind of see, but like your eyes are like mostly blocked by it, and you will have a penalty now until you somehow get rid of it. -4 on all tasks requiring sight.
Okay. I'm backing up now.
Go, Tam.
You did break a piece off though, which is kind of nice.
I did. And we know we can hurt it, and we know we can clear it out, and we know we can get through here if we just take our time with it.
Tam, it's very hard to understand with that thing covering your mouth. What are you saying, my friend? Does it hurt?
Ah.
Oh boy.
The best thing to do is just go through the main entrance as any normal person would do. The gods forbid whatever happens.
No.
Well, but Tam, look. Sorry, my dear, but look at you. I don't think we should go through this way.
You pull it off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid I'd pull half your face off with it.
Sorka's gonna like take some water, and she's gonna like pour a little water on this. It's like try and like see if she can soften it up at all to like maybe try and help get it off somehow. She's definitely not gonna touch it.
Yeah, if you pour water on it, it doesn't seem to affect it at all, as far as you can tell.
Why don't you try to use the land around you, Sorka, and find some roots and herbs and things? Maybe you could make some type of paste or some type of thing to rub on it to loosen it.
Well, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Can I use my natural identification to look at this stuff and see if I could think of any roots or anything that I could find?
This is very unnatural.
Hmm.
So while you could find roots that might help with like, I don't know, removing like pine, like tar or whatever, like sticky stuff, this is might be beyond that. Um, and if you take the time to find it, you can do that. And you find that it really doesn't help at all. It seems like this is like almost formed into his skin. Although it's clear it's very very hard against his skin. It is clear that it's not like in him. I don't want to say it like that. It's not like it's penetrating into his skin. It's on his skin, but it would very likely require it to be torn off or some other kind of not natural way to get it off, like magic or something.
Tim, I'm glad that you don't have a beard on your face.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I mean,
That may help.
this is something that we could see and touch. But
Yeah.
Master Zoo, he mentioned that there's a curse, and after seeing all those undead creatures and skeletal giant snakes, I don't, I don't know whether if I would support going through the main entrance.
No.
Well, you would be a fool to go this way, though. I mean, look what it's already done to Tam. What if it next time it covers up his whole mouth and stuff, and he suffocates down there? I mean, you're a fool if you want to go this way.
I don't want to go this way either. Hold on a second. Let me look around and see if there's a weaker collapsed passageway. I'll be right back. And he's going to look around for like signs of other collapsed rubbles nearby the entrance and look
Okay.
for a alternate pathway.
All right. Yeah, you're looking around. It takes you a little bit. Everybody's kind of maybe debating whether or not they should go in this way or looking for, another solution, just being, maybe eating lunch, whatever they're doing while you're looking around. And you kind of climb up the ridge a bit to get a better kind of view. And you almost fall into it because it's very, very well overgrown. There is probably about 30 feet in, you would imagine, from where that entrance is on the tunnel. There is a large sinkhole above it. So basically, you've got your entrance here, and then you're like above it, and like around here, there's a hole that seems to go into darkness. Like you pull some of the plants and stuff apart, you can actually see light shining down, and you can see that it's a hole that drops down into darkness. It looks like it might actually uh, enter into the space. It is not something that was made on purpose. It looks like something very large cut a hole through this at some point.
It's going to take a
Probably
minute.
not very recently.
It's going to take a minute to listen to see if there are any creatures that are moving down below.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you listen. Doesn't sound like there's anything down there. I mean, you can hear, based on what you can hear, because you kind of stick your head out of the jungle, and you can tell that the space definitely seems relatively large. Just by the way sound is in there, because it's very quiet. Actually, you don't really hear anything.
Very carefully, he's going to take out his grappling hook and his rope and secure it nearby him, and he's going to climb down.
Okay. Yeah, you drop down, and again, you've moved enough of these branches and stuff, so there's some light in there now. You drop down about 15 feet or so, and you realize that the hole keeps going, but as you kind of drop down about to the 15-foot mark, you actually find yourself dangling or whatever, or maybe you're at one edge of a hallway. So basically, there's a hallway that runs back towards where you left your companions, so towards the entrance. So this definitely is connected to that. It also continues to go deeper into the mound, but the hole that you're going down continues to go deeper, like deeper physically, deeper, not deeper like left, right. That
Okay.
makes
Can
sense.
the rest of us from where we're at see him doing all this or not?
Only if he yelled to you, because he's up on top of the ridge.
No, he's
That's what I'm
not
saying.
saying
We
anything.
can't. Okay. Yeah, we can't see it. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. How far down am I? Did I climb down all 50 feet?
No, you're like 15 or so feet before it breaks into a tunnel. So and then you could go a lot further down. In fact,
Okay.
if you when you drop the rope down, you can't see down that far. But when you drop the rope down, it didn't go the full 50 feet. Like you heard it hit the ground, the bottom. You know it doesn't go that deep.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna climb back up to the top. And from the top, if he could find a little pebble, he's gonna toss it into the hole.
Okay. Yeah, you hear it go down, and then it kind of like clank clank, and you hear it roll a bit.
How long does it take for it to hit
Not
down?
long.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he climbs back up and leaves the rope over there and returns to the rest of the party. And he says, there's a sinkhole that seems to have formed up there, and I climbed down my rope. It seems like it connects to the entryway here. What I'm trying to say is that I think there is another way.
Good job,
Did you
Tulak.
see? Yes, great. Did you see any things that we should be aware of, though? Did you go down far enough to look and observe?
I climbed down only about 15 feet or so, but I was afraid that I don't have any lights with me. I was wondering if maybe we could make good use of Panesta's wondrous flying carpet. We could hold up the torch and hover down there and see whether if it's a viable path inward.
I can. You could either borrow my dagger, or I could make one of your weapons or some of your armor or something shine.
Yeah, but I would like to keep both of my hands free, and I'm afraid I can't do that while holding onto a rope.
Sorka, you're unable to transform into anything else today. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I don't mind going to check it out with the carpet. I would need a light source.
We'll
Think
take
about
two. I would say take Tulak with you then, since he went down enough to observe. He will be most familiar with it.
I promise I'm gonna keep my hands away from the arrow this time.
Yes, thank you, Tulak. I would appreciate that.
Do you want me
yeah.
to make your carpet shine?
No, I think that would be too obvious.
Could I borrow your dagger?
Yeah,
I'll
can we
return
borrow it?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
She'll hand
thank
it to one of you.
Tulak holds it.
Okay. Excellent. So you're gonna unroll your carpet and fly up over the ridge. What's the rest of the party gonna do? You're gonna stay at this entrance down here. Or you're gonna go up to the hole and wait.
I kind of want to crawl up to the hole and wait.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go up to where he secured that rope and all that. Just stay out somewhere, hang out there.
Okay. Sounds perfect. Okay.
Tam's going to continue to pry at the stuff on his face, trying to pull it off.
I
Yeah,
missed.
you do feel like you're actually breaking some of it off actually as you're working on it. It's not that it's getting softer, but it's like the edges. You're kind of like,
Right.
getting the edge of it. Yeah, so you do actually feel like you are breaking it off.
They're going down into the hole.
That is correct.
So are we able to see how deep it goes, or do we have no clue at this point?
You can't see the bottom because the way the light is. It's like it's imagine there's a hole and there's like lots of foliage. So you're just seeing like some light go down. And remember that the sun in Hyperborea doesn't go high up in the sky like it does like on Earth. It's like low in the side, so you can't really see down into it.
All right.
So it doesn't. I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as he goes down into the hole, then Stray is gonna crouch right at the very lip of the hole with like one hand on the side, and just watch him as he goes, in case something happens.
Like a Spider-Man pose.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much exactly. Yeah.
Badass. All right. Yeah, so you guys all climb up and you're like waiting on the edge of the hole, and Panesta rolls out the the magic carpet. It smiles at you, and you mount it with the shining dagger. Of course, the dagger, when you pull it out, it just has like a glint on it in the daylight. But once you drop down into the darkness, you can see that it's glowing at about a 10-foot 10-foot radius. Yeah, sure. Just like you see, of course, the rope hanging there. As Tulok described, there's a hole here. It's probably, as you're down it, you have some light to shine around. It's probably like 15-ish. It's not perfectly round, but it's like 15-ish foot diameter. You do see that there's it doesn't seem to be going exactly straight down. And you notice this mostly because you're on a flying carpet. So if you just tell it to go straight down, you see that you're getting close to one wall. It goes a bit of an angle. So, you follow it so you don't crash or anything. And as you drop down about 15 or so feet, it breaks from this like hole part. And you find yourself in what is essentially a corridor. And we're just going to use east-west to make it easier. The corridor is running from the east, which is where where the entrance would have been, where you tried to crawl through that slime. To the west. So, if you went back to the east, that's where you came from. The west is unexplored, of course, which is towards the main temple. You would know that. But the hole continues down if you wanted to continue. You're kind of hovering above it currently. Did you want to go down the hole?
Yeah. No. I don't know.
Let's retrieve that rope for a second. I want to tie the rope to the end of this dagger and dip it down below about 50 feet to see what lies beneath.
Oh, I have a rope you can use for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and the rope's just dangling there, so either way is.
Yeah, he's gonna tie the hemp rope and slowly lower it down to the bottom of the hole to see if he could take a look at what's down below.
Cool. Yeah. You drop it down, and much like the tunnel that you've been going down, that Panesta made note of because you were flying straight down the flying carpet, this is not. It doesn't go straight down. It seems to be going at kind of like an angle. So as you're dropping the dagger down, eventually it kind of hits the side, if you will, and it looks like it goes like maybe you swing it back and forth, get as low as you can, however you're going to do it. It looks like it starts to flatten out like to a walkable level, about a total of about 40 feet from the top. So another 20 feet or so from where you are, maybe 15.
Tulok says, could we get a little closer to the edge of the hole here? I want to take a look at something. And he's going to pull up the dagger real quick, retrieve it, and he's going to try and examine the wall of this hole.
Okay. So you're going to go up to examine it or down?
Sideways, so that he could, look at the wall of the hole that's leading vertically down.
Right. Well, you're kind of in an in-between spot right now. Well, I guess it would be wide enough that it would go to the sides too. Yeah. So the hole itself, what you notice, I mean, you're a ranger, so you would know that something looks a little bit odd. This place is more or less cut from stone. It's in the side of a ridge. What you notice is that the sides that seem to have been created by whatever made this hole are they're not completely smooth, but they're very smooth. So that normally a sinkhole, it'd be very, very rough, and it would also kind of at an angle. This actually feels more like something bored through here, possibly, would be your best bet, your best guess.
Yeah, Tulok freezes for a second, and he says, "This is no sinkhole. This is a borehole made by some kind of a gigantic creature." And yeah, he looks at Panesta.
Well, I don't know if we should go any further down then. Perhaps we should tell the rest of the group what we found, that there is a pathway here, and I can either ferry them down on the carpet, or we can climb.
That sounds like a good idea.
I don't think we should disturb whatever lives down there if we can help it.
I'm with you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We'll fly.
It wouldn't take you long just to it doesn't take you long just to go back up. I mean, you could have even
And-
yelled up to the people. I mean, they're not that far away from you. They're only about 20 feet up, looking down at you through a hole. So
I
you
still
don't even have
don't
to fly
want
up.
So I don't know if I want to yell very loudly if there's something
Okay,
else.
that's fine. Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
fly up,
So
yeah.
you fly up.
I would say we found a passageway. Looks like it leads back into the temple. And Tulok thinks that this hole was actually bored by something that must have been probably very large. So there's also that.
I was looking for
Would-
a sign of collapsed rocks or some sort of a natural deterioration, but it seems like something either melted it or scraped it clean.
Would
This is-
any of us have any knowledge of, or like Tam, have heard any stories of any creatures that large that would do this while we've been here?
Yeah, I mean, you go ahead.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was going to say, and Sorka would like to like hearing this. She'd like to look around the edges and see if she can use her natural identification to see if there are any claw marks or something she could identify.
Okay, yeah. I mean, everybody can roll a d6. This might see if they've heard of any legends or anything like that. That might be a creature like this.
A 5.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking for like a probably most people a 3 or less, and Pinesta 4 because she's a bard.
Okay, D6.
Sorka's got a 2.
5.
Oh, nice.
Nope, I rolled a 6.
Okay. I mean, anybody that is successful, you might consider that there are some in ancient tales. There are large worms that dig to the ground. As far as natural creatures, that might be what Sorka might have heard of. Who did anybody else succeed?
I got 3.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know if the ranger-
Also natural. Yeah, you probably have heard similar stories like large worms or snakes, creatures like that burrow their way through the ground. Yeah.
But also this, just to clarify, Daniel, the when he found this entrance, it was all overgrown and stuff up there, right? So I mean, it would have
That
been
is
made
correct.
long time ago.
That's correct. You would imagine that it was made years ago, based on the amount of growth that's there.
I don't see any reason why we couldn't take this passageway.
Yeah, so long as we're not going down directly into the bottom of that hole, I'm happy.
Well, with the overgrowth of this area that you found it in, it would probably suggest that either this creature is long dead or it's went down and went some other way and does not use this passage anymore. I don't think we will run into it, but I agree with you and Pinesta that we'll go down far enough to take that hallway leading on further in.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys are going to make your way down to the corridor, basically, and head towards where you think the main temple would be.
Correct.
Nice.
I think so. Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Tulak is going to leave that rope with the grappling hook over there so that people could use that.
All right. Yeah, I mean, in the time that this all took, Tam, you finally, eventually, you kind of like, and you pull off the last piece, and your eyes are actually. Yeah, it was only 3 turns, so 3 turns have passed.
Excellent.
About 30 minutes have passed, and you guys have you pulled it off. You've got like red on your face, like where it was stuck, where you kind of ripped it off, but it's nothing.
Does it look like a mask now?
A little bit? Yeah. So you've got like this red like mask on your face, and then you still have the scar cut on your forehead that looks like a knife.
Right.
Oh,
Tulak,
yeah.
Tulak
Okay, so-
glances at Tam and says, that looks very painful, but that's a good sign for my sword. I'm going to go back there and get my sword out of that material later.
Yeah, I just had to keep working at it.
I'm relieved to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, is the sword too heavy to carry now with all of that stuff covering it, or?
I mean, the fact that you're carrying a 2-handed sword and a 2-handed scimitar, yeah. What's your strength?
13.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
guessing
don't
you're
carry
probably
too much.
encumbered.
I'm very
Yeah.
close, but
They're
not exactly.
they're very, very large weapons. So, I mean, it may not affect you movement wise, like technically encumbered, but yes, you can carry two swords like that. It's just a lot to carry a giant sword, and they're both between 4 and 5 feet long blades with a 1 foot handle. So you're carrying two 5 to 6 foot long weapons on your back.
He's gonna, stab the old two-handed sword on top of that, hill to mark where they came from.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I'm not saying you have to abandon your weapon, but probably in the future, maybe don't carry both weapons. It might be a bit much. All right, because you also have a longbow, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, it is too difficult for him to carry all of that. He's gonna leave one of the swords.
Yeah.
The mundane sword he's gonna leave behind.
Okay.
You need a sword boy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
or somebody else can carry it. Yeah, it'd be easy enough. Because there's people who
You
aren't
should have
carrying
brought
much.
those. You should have brought those retainers.
Yeah,
Right, that's who's
maybe.
been carrying it the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you drop down. However, you guys get down there, it's not really a problem. It takes 10, 15 minutes, whatever. You get down there. It's dark, and well, I mean, there's light because of the hole in the ceiling. But if you're going to progress towards where you believe the temple is, it'll be dark. So I'm assuming that you're going to light up some kind of a torch.
Sorka has her dagger.
Okay. Well, that sheds light just in 10 feet radius. That's all you're going to use.
Oh,
I can light up a
actually,
torch. I can do a torch too.
well, whoever wants to, if one of our warriors wants to lead the way, I can just shed light on their weapon or a shield.
Okay. However you want to do it. I'm just curious. I mean, you can go with one small light source. Just that you guys will have to move slowly, obviously, or if something happens, you're going to be like tripping over each other.
I can go. I'll light a torch. I don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys light up some torches and you start moving towards the direction that you believe is the tomb. This reminds you very much of the tunnel that you took out of the other monastery, with a few key differences. One is that it's very damp in here. That could also be, of course, a factor of this hole in the roof. But it's unlike the other one that was covered in dust. This one does not seem to have that. There's a lot of moisture in here. It's not so wet that you'd see like muddy footprints or anything if there was such a thing, but the place just looks very clean. Again, it's hard to know if there was a sign of anything coming and going out of here. You do see at some areas, you see some sign that there might be some kind of like rodents or small, like maybe lizards or snakes or whatever that kind of make their home here, because you see some small skeletons or you see some, spore of them as you're kind of moving towards towards your destination, and eventually you come to a bronze door. Because of the moisture, it's very green, verdigris. It is. You would imagine it's probably locked on the other side, but this side it looks like it might be unlocked. Because you don't see any kind of from the other one that you had to use a key to get through the secret entrance. This one you don't see any kind of a keyhole. You just see a handle. It's in the middle of the door. It's a single door with the handle in the middle.
Would you like me to check this?
Can you hear anything beyond it? Well, it's pretty big door, so probably not.
Yeah, let's stay quiet for 1 minute. Let's see if I could hear any sense of any noise.
Okay. Yeah, so you put your ear to the door and everybody's kind of quiet. It's very, very quiet. Yep, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go
ahead. When like after we listen or whatever, if you guys want, I can do find traps. Make sure it's not trapped. In fact, I could lead with find traps, and if there are any traps, we'll find them.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Yes. So you put your ear to the door and you're listening. Everybody's kind of waiting. It's very quiet. like almost unnaturally quiet through the door.
Yeah,
Like
he
tomb?
whispers. Yeah, it's as if everything's dead in there.
You mean like it's a tomb?
Yeah. And then he steps away from the door.
Do you guys want me to do find traps just in case there are any?
I'd
Well,
say
sure
so.
you can. I thought our Pirate King was good at that too, but sure, go ahead.
Well, I
Let's
mean-
risk it. No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Sorka will like step forward and say, I got to actually hold both my hands forward. So so I guess I'll put my quarterstaff on my back and cast my spell. And I'm like holding up like a piece of glass in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, you call forth the magic, and there's no trap in front of you. Let me just look at the spell. But yeah, the door is not trapped at all.
I don't see any traps upon the door at all.
All right.
Let's see, one turn to catch level. Is your 5th level, Sorka, or 6th?
6th level.
6. Okay, so 3 turns, so 30 minutes. Okay. Magical mundane traps within range. You do. It doesn't say you have to see it, so you do sense though that there are traps of magical nature through the door, but the door itself is not trapped. But you sense in the room there are beyond there are traps.
Okay, so before they open, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. So there's not any traps on the door that I can see. She's like twisting the glass that she's holding. But like right on the other side of the door, it looks like there's a magical trap of some kind.
Well, I should say, just so it's clarified, it's not like you open the door, it's going to set the trap off. That's what I mean, because then I would say it was on the door.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's traps in the room because it extends
Yeah.
30 feet in front of you. So
Like within 30 feet of the door, there's some kind of magical trap, it looks like.
I
Well,
see.
it is a tomb with magical artifacts. Maybe there's a statue trapped, or we've had that before. Or I don't know.
Well, I guess we open the door and see what lies in that room and try to
Yep.
make a best decision on how to see if it's worth it.
Brig killed the wise, as always.
All right, you guys open the door. I'll step back here and get my arrows ready. And he knocks a couple of arrows and draws them and waits for others to open the door.
you'll have the ready shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brick Hill will stand up and open the door, Ben, and open it up.
Astray is
Okay.
going to do the same thing with the ready shooter.
Excellent. Oh yeah, you turn this like handle that's in the middle, and you hear like a bit of like metal against metal as it shifts a bar or something on the inside, and the door frees up and can be pushed open. And when you do that, you kind of push it open. As soon as you do, you notice that there's light in this room. You can actually see it kind of glowing a bit. And you push the door open, and you're looking into this room that's about 60 or so, maybe 70 feet long. You can see that there is directly in front of you, starting at 10 feet and then spaced out with about 5 feet between each one. But they're on either side, so there's 6 total. There's 3 sets of them, of plinths. And on top of these plinths, there are objects. One is a book. Another one looks to be some kind of a basket. Then there are some smaller ones you'd have to get closer to look at, but you see the one furthest away on the left seems to be empty with nothing on it. Beyond them, a few feet further down, there's stairs that are going down. You can see like the stairs dropping. They're like those wide stairs that cover the whole length of the room, only a handful of them. And below, you can still see it. It's not so low that you can't see it from your vision. You see a sarcophagus there, and it is actually shedding like through the crack around it, is actually shedding you would imagine a fairly bright light because it's not bright in the room, but it's so far away and it's coming through a crack. So you would imagine something very bright is coming from inside the sarcophagus.
Sorker, are you able to step in and get closer in the room and see where maybe any of those magical traps are coming from exactly or not?
Yeah, Sorka is gonna step forward and like with her glass, she's like looking and like trying to see exactly. Like she'll stop like just short of a trap. Like if it looks like she would step on it, she would stop just shy of it.
Yeah, what you can tell with this thing as you kind of sweep it across, it's like a 10-foot range, is that each of these plinths seems to be trapped with a magical ward.
Okay, but there's nothing on like the ground or anything.
Nope.
The ceiling. Just to be extra sure. All right. Yeah. Sorka says like it looks like each of these plinths themselves that hold these items. It looks like each one of these have some sort of trap to them.
Well,
What about the resting tomb, though? Go and check it just to make sure.
Yeah, and Sorka will step forward and she'll be cautious, of course, as she does so, and she'll approach the tomb and look at it through her.
Yes, yeah. As you get to the sarcophagus, you can tell that it is very much magically trapped.
Yes, there's a very large magical trap upon this tomb.
well, it's supposed to be the daughter or the relative of a snake god, right? So it doesn't surprise me. But it looks like, and I gesture to the empty plinth. It looks like, and there's no crown, right? None of these items are a crown on these plinths.
That's right. So as you look at the objects, as you're kind of walking through, you see that one has a book. It is a fairly large book, kind of similar to the book that the monk had, like an old, big, fat book with a leather cover. You see there's a basket, and as you kind of walk through and look in there, you can see that there was probably food in there at some point, but it's gone now. It's like you brought it away. There is a ring in the shape of a snake. It's like a snake biting its tail. There is a cup, which is kind of like just a simple golden cup. And there is a robe, which is a silk robe. It's folded neatly, like you might, fold up your stuff and put it in a drawer. And then the last one has nothing on it at all. And as you approach the sarcophagus, you see that it's a box, of course, and you see it does that. It has that thing where it's like a raised relief on it. It's not really a relief, I guess it's a what do you call that? But it's like pushed up, and you see it's basically what appears to be a young Lemurian woman or girl, and she is wearing upon her head a crown with feathers that flow above and forward.
The empty pedestal, if we walk up and look, is there any like burn marks or scratch marks or anything around it or anything to indicate maybe something had went off there? Maybe, something, the trap was activated, in other words?
Yeah, right.
Yes. So you approach this pedestal and you're looking at it, and at first it doesn't look like anything. You're just like, well, man, I would think there would be something on here, like a burn mark or whatever. And you look down on the ground and you notice that it's very kind of dusty just in that general area, and then as you kind of move your boot through it, you realize that it's not dust at all, but it's ashes. And as you kind of push some of the ashes aside, you see what looks like fragments of teeth, human teeth.
Well, Panessa, I wonder, did that monk, if he did come here, I wonder if he brought someone with him and had them set the trap off so he could take the crown, do you think?
Yes, I think that's what happened.
Mm,
Seems on brand for Clang.
Maybe, but it looks like the trap is currently there. Like, I mean, I can see it through my vision, right?
Yes, the trap still seems to be active. There still seems to, well, no, you wouldn't see it because it's just set off. It's been set off. It only sees active traps, right? So I may have misspoke. It says magical or mundane. I'm gonna say that you would know you can see it there, but it's been set off. Like at first you're like, oh no, there's a trap there, but then you realize, oh, it's been set off. I only said you could see it because I figured it's a trap that was set off, so you can see it. Yeah,
Okay.
so it has actually been set off. It was a glyph or something, some kind of glyph.
So yeah, it does actually look like it has been set off. Everyone.
Yeah, sorry.
The only other option besides it being a henchman of some kind is that Clang came in here to get the crown and something that looked like Clang left with it. That's the only other option that I can think of.
That's true as well.
Well, we confirmed the suspicion of
So
Master
Clang is-
Zoo.
Oh.
Perhaps we should just go back and let him know that the crown is indeed missing.
Yes, I don't think we should touch any of this other stuff if it's all trapped, as Sorka says.
Yeah.
We just came here to see if the crown was missing.
On the sarcophagus, does it have any markings of that feathered crown or any drawings or anything around this room?
Yeah, the kind of the body that's kind of like stone on the statue basically that's on the top of it. The child that's on there is wearing the crown.
What about
As
those
best as
other
you can
items? Are they depicted anywhere on the sarcophagus? All the other
Yes.
items, the book,
Every
and
one
the
of them is.
ring.
Yep, they're all there. Basically, they're you kind of look around and you can see that they're the body lays on Stark. It's flat. She's wearing the crown. You see the ring on her finger, and you don't see food from the basket, but you know that's normal a burial thing. But the robe that seems to be folded there, it seems similar. I mean, without lifting the robe and looking at it, you won't know exactly, but you could put two and two together that was the same. And in her hand, her hand that's so on the far side of you seems to be sitting on top of the book. So everything but the basket seems to be there, including the crown.
So it's possible that Clang was a snake man.
No, didn't we take his head? And he didn't turn into a snake man.
You did in fact kill Clang, and you would know that he would. As far as you know, they turn back when they die.
Oh, okay.
100%, but you're pretty sure.
But that doesn't mean that something didn't possess him, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's probably what Brighild said. He probably brought a henchman and let the henchman, unfortunately get cremated here.
So does it look like he took the ring as well? Because you said that was the other, like you said, all the other items were on the pedestal except one, right? What's the one other missing item?
The crown.
I'm sorry.
The
Oh, is that
crown.
it?
The crown.
Okay.
The crown is
thought-
what's missing.
I'm sorry. I thought the crown was in the tomb. My bad.
No, yeah. Sorry if it was unclear. I'll just go over it again. So on the plinths themselves are a book, a basket that probably had food in it, you would imagine, a ring, a cup, and a robe. On the girl, and the depiction of the girl is the book, the ring, the cup, the robe, and the crown.
Okay.
So yeah, the basket's the only thing that's not depicted on the statue of her. But again, having a basket with foodstuffs is pretty common in any world as a burial thing. So you wouldn't imagine that was anything special, or you could probably determine that. Yeah, so you guys are kind of putting this all together, and you hear a voice. And actually, let me see if they surprised you or not. You don't hear them in the hallway. Oh no, they did not surprise you. Okay, so yeah, you hear the door, like somebody stepping into the doorway. They don't surprise you. You turn, so they won't get around on you, and you see two snake men, with more snake men apparently behind them in the hallway, and they say to you, "It's ours. You will not leave with our power." And they step in, looking like they're going to try to, have fisticuffs with you. And this is probably a place we should stop before we get into what could possibly be a combat. I mean, they're snake men. You never know. They might just want to have a tea party. But yeah, so why don't we take a quick break? And these snake men have
How many do we see, real quick, Daniel?
You see at least
just the
4.
two. Oh, 4.
You see at
Okay.
least 4 because there's 2 that are coming through the door, and you see 2 behind them. The hallway's pretty narrow, and it's dark. They don't have a light with them. So there's at least 4. There could be more, but there's at least 4.
All right.
And they're coming through what appears to be probably, the only way that to get in anyways. They're kind of blocking your way. but we'll see what happens when we return.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're back. So as noted, the door kind of opens up. You see standing in the doorway, or coming through the doorway, roughly, you see 2 snake men, 2 more behind. There may be more behind them. They say, it's ours. The power will be ours, not yours. And they seem to be moving forward with their taloned hands and poison bites. So yeah, they're definitely coming into to fight you. So if you want to, I mean, you can try to talk to them if you want, but if you did have 2 people that were in ready shooter, so if you did want to shoot them, you most certainly can do that.
Yeah, in phase 0,
Yep.
he's gonna let loose his double arrow.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, here we go. And all the bonuses. AC 7.
AC 7 does not hit.
Ah, darn it! What a
Yeah,
waste.
the arrows shoot past, so they both miss, right? They either both hit or both miss, right? That's how that works. Australia, did you want to ready shooter this thing, or are you gonna give them a chance to have a conversation with you? Holy cow, that would have been a hell of a lot of damage. If that had hit. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm all nervous now that Tony said what he said.
Brickhill said that, not Tony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and these are snake men.
See, I don't have Australia doesn't have the experience statement, but she's probably heard the stories.
Yes, I don't think there's anybody alive in Hyperborea that doesn't know that snake men are considered the race, one of the races that existed before man, that basically are quite evil and hate all mankind.
No, I'm pretty sure I've heard the stories involving this group and the snake men. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let loose. So refresh my memory. If your attack rate is 3/2, that means your first attack is 1 and your second attack is 2, right?
Sir.
That is correct. However, this is ready shooter, so this will not count towards that. This is a 0. You're in 0 initiative, basically. So you can shoot 1 arrow now, and then we'll get into regular initiative.
Wow.
It's basically a free shot because you were in ready shooter.
Well, in that case, pull up the thing and shoot the bow. Bonk.
Yeah, that hits. Oh. Okay. Yeah, arrow sinks deep into the chest of one of the snake men as they run into the room, and he looks with pleading eyes, and he's like, "We come in peace. Why have you done this?" No, they don't. Okay, so all right. So what's everybody's plan? So that's you see these guys bust in, and a series of arrows get shot by your friends into these snake men. They seem to be moving into the room aggressively, or they're going to on their turn anyways. So let's just go down to the strip here and see what everybody wants to do. You are anywhere from, I mean, depending on where you were exactly in the room, because we didn't pick exactly where we were, you're anywhere from like 10 feet to maybe 40 feet away from these guys. I think Brickhill specifically and was looking at the sarcophagus, so you're probably about 30, 40 feet away. Everybody else could be anywhere else in the room. It's up to you guys where you want to be. It's fine with me. But in any case, what would you like to do, Sork?
Casting a spell.
Okay. How about Tam?
Firing his bow.
Nice. Vanessa?
Spell.
Okay. Brickhill, what's your plan?
He is going to say something to the snake man, even though it's too late after seeing the ranger shoot his bow first. But she's going to say something to him, and she's moving to the door that they come through to exit.
All right, you can try to run out behind him. Okay. Australia.
I'm gonna shoulder my bow really quick, just like, and then immediately step toward the one that I hit with the arrow with my fist drawn. So I guess melee, if I can do all that.
Yeah, if you're gonna put your bow away first, then you'll have to attack in second phase. But that's fine. You can do that still.
All right.
Tuluk.
He's gonna do marching fire, but backwards. He's gonna do half movement, about 20 feet backwards, and
So towards the sarcophagus. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, away from the snake man, and he's gonna let 2 attacks that he gets at the snake man
Cool.
with a penalty of 2 each.
2 each. Okay, yeah, right. The marching fire has a penalty. All right, perfect. So, Crystal, let's have you roll initiative for the group for this combat.
Okay. It's a D6, right?
Yep, 1d6 initiative. With no modifier, they got a 3.
Got a 2.
All right, they're gonna go first. They actually move into the room. The room's not that big, so you see them file in. There is, I mean, they can probably all get in here. There is, well, I'll just say 6 of them come in to start with. 6 of them come in, each one charging at one of you, opening their fanged mouths, and you hear one from the back say, "Take some prisoners. We need them." And they move in. So I'm just going to go in order here. They are here. Let me pop this open. So against Sorka, that's a natural 1. Aha! Well, I'll deal with that in a second. Let me just roll all the attacks. A 12 against Tam, which hits an AC of 6. Does that hit you?
Yes.
Tam? Yeah, oh, it hit. Okay, let's see. It does only 1 point of damage, but you must make a death save against poison.
I failed.
Ah, okay, so you're going to take an additional d6 damage. 4 points more, so 5 total. Okay, and then you're going to be paralyzed in 2 rounds. Okay. So not this round, not next round, but the round after you'll be paralyzed. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Panesta, 18. That's going to hit you, I'm sure.
Yes.
That hits AC 0. Okay.
Yep.
So same deal. Death poison save.
Okay.
2 points of damage though, regardless.
Oh, death poison save. That's a D20. Oh, yeah, I just made it with 14.
Okay, and 2 points of damage. No other effect. Brickhill, you open your mouth to speak, but this guy's on you. Ooh, 17. Actually, you have a spear, right? Did you want to stab him with the spear, or are you gonna just get?
No,
he's
I mean,
clearly
I'm gonna
attacking
say
you.
I'm gonna say she wouldn't have been prepared for that because she was hoping to say something to him and get out of the room. So I'm gonna say that no, she wouldn't have been prepared for them to be on top of her.
Okay, yeah, I mean they're basically charging at you. A 17 is going to be
AC 4.
Okay, yeah, that hits you. Okay, so same deal. Poison death save. 2 points.
Yep, I made the save by 1.
Okay, so take 2 points of damage as this thing tries to bite into you. And Estrella. Oh my god. Your guy critted you. So we'll deal with that. That's the opposite of Sorka. So that's going to be, let's see, a d6. Let's see what happens. So 3 points of damage. But only plus 2. So, okay, so you'll take 5 points of damage, Estrella. And you must make a poison/death save.
Okay. I failed the save.
Okay, so you'll take an additional 4 points of damage.
What was the first number?
2. No, 5.
5.
Because you got the crit, yeah.
9.
Ooh, okay. Yep. And then after this round, next round, you will be paralyzed by the poison. But you'll get to act this round. Finally, Tulok, you lost initiative because you didn't move before they got to move. Oof. Well, maybe I should put this die away. 16. That's hitting armor class 2. I'm sure hits. So same deal. Poison death save.
Yeah, I failed that.
Oof. Okay, you're taking 4 points of damage, plus, so 4 plus. Oh my god, okay. 9 points total. And in 3 rounds, so 3 rounds from now, you will be paralyzed. So you have 3 rounds of action before you're paralyzed. You feel the poison sinking into your veins. As these 6 guys run into the room, and you hear somebody in the hallway yelling to capture them. And now we come to you guys. Okay, so the first thing that happens is melee. Did you want to change your action? Anybody? I guess it would be Brighild who was going to fight with melee. I think everybody else was.
Yeah, she's gonna change her action, but I guess we're going second phase.
Yeah, which is fine. They won, so you'll be able to go now because they already went. So go ahead and.
Yeah, she is pissed off at Tulok for what he did now, causing this. So she is pissed off. So she's gonna take the spear and jab the spear into the one guy that tried to bite into her.
Nice.
Nope, that's not gonna hit anything with a 2 on the die.
Okay, yeah. So that bite was a bit much. Australia.
How many rounds did you say would be before I was paralyzed?
You got 1, I believe.
So I get basically this round and that's it.
That's right. You want to kill this guy now?
Yeah. Or instead, I'm gonna take one step. I'm gonna take one step back, and I'm just gonna like ball up one fist and put it inside of another and put it up to my face. I'm gonna use cellular adjustment. So here's the question. It says once per day can heal 2 hit points per level. Once per week can purge disease or poison. Can I heal and purge, or does it one or the other?
I think it's one or the other. Yeah.
Okay, well in that case, I'm gonna purge
especially
the poison
at the same time. Okay, nice, awesome. Yeah, you purge. No, I mean, let me just rewind so that's clear what I said there. You can't do them at the same time, but just because you purge the poison doesn't mean you can't heal. You just have to do it in another round. If that's
okay, that's cool.
Clear what I said. Yeah, yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that was clear. Unlike, yeah, so it doesn't replace that. Okay, that was all of our. Well, that was technically spells, but it's fine. Missiles are next. That'd be Tuluk and Tam, right?
All right, so here is the attack. 1, 2, 1 and 2. So the first one does 9 points of damage, and the second one misses.
Okay. Okay. Whoosh. Okay. It sticks deeply into this guy, and he staggers back, but he's still up, barely. I'm sorry, Tim, did I skip you? You were doing missile as well, right?
Yep.
Yep, go ahead.
1 hits AC 3 for 1. And then the other hits a -7 for 5.
That's a crit.
Yeah, that's a crit too.
Oh, it's a crit.
This
So
is
roll a
green.
d6. Yeah, nice. Thanks, guys. Roll me a d6.
A 3.
3 is going to be +2 damage, so 7 points, which literally is what he had left. So that crit actually killed him. Nice. Well done. All right, yeah. First of the snake men drop. Then we get a couple of spells. However, you guys were both attacked and hit, right? Is that true? Did Sorka get hit? Yeah. So you're gonna need to make
the snake man on her got a nat 1.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Sorka. Roll a d12 for me.
Okay.
Let's see what this guy did.
4.
4. Just a bad miss. So nothing special, but you did not get hit, so your spell will go off. So what spell is it?
She pulls a rock from her pocket that has writing on it, and she like tosses it into the air and says some magical words, and continuous light. Well, she actually wants to toss it though, like kind of out in the hall, like it's like at the T basically, like so that if they exit this room, it'll shine down because it shines in a 60-foot radius. So she wants to like toss it like basically at the junction of the of the
So
hall.
outside the doorway.
Yeah. And she'll just make it like a bright white light.
Yeah, right. You can't cast continuous light on an object, but you can actually cast it up to 120 feet away. So you can basically do exactly what you want to do. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the rock is just flavor. I just
okay.
like.
All right, perfect. That's just why you're targeting it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you toss it. No, but it's good for me to know that so that I don't have them like pick it up or something. Because I can't. It's basically just lit up in the hallway. So excellent. Yeah, so the light lights up. Good to go. So Vanessa, you did get hit. So you're gonna have to roll
Right.
3d6 under your casting ability.
Under my casting ability?
Yeah, that's how it is, right? Isn't that right? No, it's under con.
Yeah. I thought it was under the. It's under whatever you use to cast a spell, right? Like intelligence or wisdom or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah, casting
Yeah,
ability.
sorry.
Isn't it? Oh, yeah, right. No, not casting ability. Right.
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
sorry.
under 6.
Casting
That's gonna be
ability
really hard.
is a thing. Yeah, but it's modified by the damage you took.
Right, which was 2. Okay. So this is an illusion spell. Okay. All right, rolling. Okay. Ooh, that's good. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 9. Plus 2 is 11 under 14. So.
Okay, so your spell will go off. What spell is it?
I'm gonna paralyze this guy that's attacking me.
Okay. Would you get an avoidance save?
Well, actually, I can cast it in a 20 by 20 foot radius. That would hit everybody, though, right?
They have spread out into the room. The only if you don't want to hit your party, then you could target the ones that are the one that's right by the door. There's 2 that are kind of near the door.
There's 2 that are near the door. Yes.
Haven't come in yet. Yeah.
Actually, I'll go after those 2. Yes.
Okay. Avoidance save. Yep.
Sorcery save modified by willpower.
Okay. All right. They are paralyzed.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. The first guy rolled a natural 1, so I was like, I'm gonna let that count for both of them. Because you get something for a natural 1. All right. So yeah, the 2 guys by the door are paralyzed.
Yeah,
So
I can do that too.
Yeah. Nice.
Beasties.
Well,
Nice.
like it. Okay, and they went first, so that's the end of that round. So coming into the next round, that was good because actually those 2 guys are blocking the door now. So if there were other ones in the hallway, they'd have a hard time getting in. Sorka, what would you like to do this round? Of course, you can see by the continuous light in the hallway. There's nobody else out there.
Okay. Could she take her staff off her back, and do the she wants to do the advance thing, defender dodge, so that she gets a +2 to her AC. I don't know if she could like take her quarterstaff off her back and do that though.
Yeah, I would say so. Sure.
Okay, so she gets a +3 to her AC for this turn.
Okay, assuming you want
her quarterstaff with 2 hands. Yeah, assuming you win initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll come to it. Tam, what would you like to do?
I could fire my bow yet before I'm paralyzed.
Yeah, I think you had 2 rounds, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Shoot again.
Yep, I'll shoot again.
Anasta.
Melee the one that's attacking me.
Okay. Brighild.
Oh, she is so pissed off right now. So melee her 2 spear attacks.
Nice. Straya, now that you're not going to be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna the one go after the one that I guess the one that bit me was the one that I shot. More than likely, I don't know.
Let's say that, yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna go after that one because I know it's already wounded.
Okay. And Tulip. You've got one. Everybody has 1 on them because they charge forward. So.
2 arrows for the first attack, just 1 arrow for the second attack.
Oh, you're gonna do the 2 arrow shooting thing? Okay, it's fine. You can do that. So you're doing missile. All right, go ahead, Crystal, and roll initiative.
Okay.
Roll high, Cole.
Ooh, they got 5.
3.
Ooh, okay. All right, there's still just one on. No, actually, one of them's dead. Somebody killed one. The one on Tuluk's dead. Actually, there's not one on you, Tuluk, so you can shoot whoever you want. You're the only one who doesn't have a snake man on them, apparently. All right, so here we go. Snake man on Sorka. 15, and your armor class has not been adjusted yet. So that's armor class 3. That's going to hit you, I'm sure.
On the dodge, it says that the combatant forfeits any attacks in order to evade. So, I mean, do you have to still go first in order for that to count?
Well, for you to have pulled your quarterstaff, you would have to. You can have the other bonus, but not the quarterstaff as well. So what's your total
Okay, yeah.
bonus?
For the dodge, I get a +2.
Okay, so this roll hits armor class 3. So does that hit you?
Yes.
With the bonus?
Just barely, it does.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Bummer. Okay. 1 point of damage only, but you must also make a poison save.
Poison. Is that death?
Death poison, yeah.
Succeeded.
Nice. Okay, so no extra damage or anything, just 1 point.
Okay.
Okay. 10.
Firing away.
Okay.
It's their turn, though, isn't it? They won initiative.
Yes, they did. I'm sorry. I'm attacking Tam. Thank you.
Yes.
Misses. Well, it misses you anyway, so that's good. So, Presta, 11. 11 hits an AC of 7. That misses you, right?
Yeah, misses. Yep.
Okay. Brig Hill. An 11 also hits AC 7. Does that hit you?
No, you see 4.
Nice. Okay. Freya. Oh, 3 on the die. Misses. Good luck. The one, oh, he's not on you. There's no guy on you. So actually, there you go. The only attack that was successful this round was the one against Sorka. So now it is you guys' turn. And Malay goes first. So going down. Boop, boop. Panesta's Malaying.
Yep. Let me see here. Let me just bring up. Okay. +2. So I hit armor class 3.
That hits.
Okay. And for 10 points for damage.
Whoa. It does not kill it, unfortunately. You actually are the biggest one is on you. They must have heard about your prowess.
They must have.
She's legendary. She's legendary
legendary.
among the snake people.
Oh,
That's
God.
true.
Well, she's the only adult here, so you know.
That is
They
true.
got pin-up posters of her.
Oh my God.
You
The
guys.
best out of my 2 attacks would be armor class 7, and I don't imagine that hits.
No, their armor class is 6, actually.
So I
Okay.
missed both of them. She's so pissed off she can't even fight.
Can't fight straight. Okay, I think. Then we've got Missile, which is going to be Tam, right? Now you can go.
I didn't get to go.
I thought you were doing Missile. No?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm
Well,
throwing these hands.
Well, then it's a good thing you told me. Go for it. That's right. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, because remember I shouldered my bow.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I was distracted by myself.
AC 6 for
That
8
hits.
damage.
That kills him.
Sweet.
Nice. There you go. Okay, that feels good. We got currently 4 more snake men up. 2 of which are injured. 1 very badly injured. And now we're going to missile fire, right? So Tam.
Yep. AC 10.
Nope, that misses.
Yep. Kind of figured
All
that.
I kept wanting Tam to. I kept calling on you to go, and then finally you go. It's like a disappointment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have this
sorry,
awesome, fierce battle face that goes with it. So.
Doesn't Tam get 2 attacks per round?
He's 3 and 2, so I think
he's 3 and 2. Yeah, because he's not a. He's a thief. He doesn't have a master.
yeah.
So
And
you're
fighter
it's
class
2 this round because Brig got 2 this round.
So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you used your bow last round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So you
you would
should-
get 2.
You have
Thank you
another chance.
Please take another shot.
yes.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
helps.
Max damage too.
Yeah, that's okay, but not a crit. All right. Okay, so that's deep
Not a
into
crit.
this guy. It does not kill him, but he's very hurt. I've just assigned randomly who everybody's attacking. So, so
At my
currently
fierce
everybody
battle face.
nice.
So
Yeah.
Tulak goes.
Yeah,
Or missile?
that's Tulok's turn. Oh, which snake man do you want to target? Because there's none on you that I have assigned to you. So, there's one on Tam. There's one on Nesta. There's one on Brighild, and there is one on.
Which
Sorry.
one's kind of injured, but not too much injured? I mean, whichever one's like within 30 feet.
Yeah,
That's
the
gonna-
least injured one is the one that is on Tam.
Okay,
We're
I'm
playing
gonna.
Astonishing Swordsman 5th edition.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
exactly. Let
I'm
you
gonna
have,
shoot.
he's laying down his pencils. So let me check my angle.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the one that's attacking Tam.
Yeah, that's the first one. This one just got shot.
Oh,
Crit.
jeez.
Oh,
Yes, crit.
Oh,
and
crit hit.
damage 8.
okay. Go ahead. Roll a d8. I'm sorry, d6.
Roll 1d6 and 3.
3. Okay. So plus 2 damage. So 10 points of damage to that guy. Yeah, that drops him.
And my second shot, I'm going to attack the one that's attacking. Which one's still attacking and up?
The one on Panesta.
Yeah, the
Nesta,
one-
Brighild, and Sorka.
I'll shoot the one that's attacking Panesta. Here we go. And 3 points of damage.
That kills him.
Nice.
Okay, so now there's only 2 of these guys up. There's one on Brighild, which has not been touched, and there's one that's very injured that's on Sorka. And that's the end of that round, right? Because they went first. So into the next round, there's two of these guys too that are paralyzed. Basically, you've seen this before in the doorway. I mean, they're blocking the doorway. You could obviously move them if you wanted to, but they're currently they're kind of in the way. So what's everybody doing? Sorka.
I have my quarterstaff now.
You should do.
Okay. Dodge with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Oh, he
Dodge,
dodged
dip,
thrust.
duck. Dodge, dip, duck. Dive and dodge.
Smart. Tam, you're paralyzed at this point, right? That's the end for you.
Yep, paralyzed.
So Tam's paralyzed. Panesta, what's your plan?
Melee.
You got one on. No, you don't want to use dead, but you can. The room's small enough that you can get on any of them. Do you want to melee the one that's on Brighild or the other? The one that's on Sorka?
I'll go after the one on Sorka since he's really hurt. I'll try and get him down.
Okay. Straya, what would you like to do?
I'm going to melee the one on Brighild.
Okay. Good luck.
I'm going to missile the one that's on Brighild.
Okay, Brighild.
She's going to look at Tulok and go, I don't need your help. And she's going to melee.
Nice. Okay. All right. Crystal, initiative. 5.
Okay. 1.
Okay.
You're welcome, everyone. Don't thank me. It's okay.
Okay. The one on Brighild rolls a 5 and misses. And the one on Sorka rolls a 10 and misses. So it is now your turn. Melee. Well, Brigghild's right on top of you, so you might as well go first. Don't go backwards.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping I could go first.
Armor class 1
That hits.
for 8 damage.
That's enough. That's
Oh,
exactly what
it ruined the whole joke.
well, there's still one more. You can change. You can.
Well, I was going to grapple this one and pick it up off the ground and dangle it in front of Brig. Go, if I hold him really still, do you think you can hit him?
Well, you can do that with the other one if you'd like.
No, then she's just like, bleh. Well, so
Okay,
much for that. Yeah, I'm going after the other one, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do it.
Do I have to wait till second phase?
Yeah, technically you do. So
Okay.
everybody that was doing melee that was going after the Brighild one would have to wait, but Panesta was going after the one Sorka, so you can go.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, that'll hit. 17 on the dice would hit like armor class -1.
That hits.
Okay.
It's armor class snake man, that's for sure.
For 6 points.
Dead. Australia's running around to try to kill him, and she's like, "What? What?" Okay, so there's only 2 left. They are paralyzed. How long are they paralyzed for?
They are paralyzed for 1 round per caster level, I believe. 1 turn per caster level.
Oh yeah, so they're paralyzed for a long time, so it's not really an issue. It's only been, I think, 4 rounds since you 3 or 4 rounds max since you did that. Yeah, they're paralyzed, and Tam is paralyzed as well, temporarily. Check on that. I can't remember if it's rounds or turns for the Snake Man paralyzation.
We're out of combat.
Yep.
Sorka kind of like she's heading over to Tam, and she kind of sides eye Austria. She does, and she goes, "Well, I'm glad I was just a second thought to you." And then she rubs her hands together, and she'll touch Tam's chest and cast neutralize poison.
Nice. That will unparalyze you.
She walks by and kind of playfully flicks her in the ear and says, "I was watching you." And she walks over to where the 2 paralyzed guys are, and she looks back to see if there's any behind them.
You do not see any behind them.
Okay, so in that case, she'll take some rope and immediately start tying up the 2 paralyzed ones so that when they do come to, they won't be able to move or anything like that.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you drag them into the room and tie them up.
Could I take an action? I mean, I had the missile weapon ready. Yeah. So I mean, before I'm wondering whether if it would be before anybody casually walks up there, because
of course.
In combat,
if you want to make an attack, I'm sorry, I ended combat, but if you want to still make an attack, you certainly can do that.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't realize that these things were all of a sudden paralyzed because they're so they're kind of far away. So he shoots 2 arrows, and he's gonna let the other one also hit.
Yeah, you don't have to roll to attack. Defender is defenseless, so you auto hit.
Did you just kill those 2 so that we can't question them?
One of them.
Oh, those both? Okay, yeah, you would hit both times. Yeah, definitely kills one of them. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you sink 2 arrows into one of them. It drops.
And then all of a sudden, before Tulak could say anything, he is paralyzed. Because this
was the end of
the 3rd turn.
Oh, man. Okay, you're going to be paralyzed for 7 turns. So, unless somebody else has a paralyzation relief, you're going to be here for a while.
Only for myself.
You said there was a big one on me. Is there anything? Does he have anything on him? If he was the biggest guy.
No, he was more like a bruiser. You would
Okay.
imagine versus a boss. Like he didn't have any kind of anything fancy on him. He actually they all have stuff on them, but he didn't have anything like that would especially make him look different than the rest. The fact that he was bigger. They're all carrying. Let's see. What have the Snake Men got? They're wearing, the Snake Men. So they have like cool Snake Man robes. Well, maybe not cool for you guys. And they have some. Each of them, the Snake Man robes themselves, they don't have like pockets with money in them or whatever. But the robes are adorned with various stones like jade and things like that. So you know that if you were to strip them off, that you'd get some value from that. They're not carrying anything that seems to be any connection to why they'd be here. Like there's no like paperwork on them or anything like that.
Yeah. One of them's still alive, right?
That is true. Can you? But he's gonna. I mean, he's gonna be paralyzed for. How long? Your 8th level? Or what's your cast level? He's gonna be paralyzed for an hour. Yeah. He's gonna be paralyzed for an hour. So he ain't talking for an hour. If you want to sit there for an hour, you certainly can do that.
I mean, we gotta wait on Tulak to revive anyway, right?
No, we're going to take him back to the surface. We're not going to stay down here. It'd be foolish to stay down here.
True. Now, either way, I'd like to tie him up though. Make sure he's
Oh, believe
tied.
me, I'm going to tie Tulok up and drag him out of here. Yes, I am.
We can tie the snake man up, and I can maybe carry him up on the carpet if we want to take him with us to question.
Oh yeah, sounds great.
Can I try to express some poison from the snake man?
What do you mean to like use on somebody?
Well, yeah, to see if I can like dip my arrows in it. If I squeeze their jaws or something. If I
You're gonna milk the snake man.
I'm gonna milk the snake man.
I mean, I've heard of worse ideas.
Well, let me see. I believe that is very specifically something that an assassin does. So let me see what the rules are on that, and if I'm not gonna say you can't do it, but I'll figure out your chance based on what theirs is, because clearly that's not your.
It's not my forte.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see.
I was just being opportunistic.
While you're doing that, Estrella is going to look over at Breakhild with a puzzled look on her face and just be like, "Why are you? May I ask? Are you so upset that he shot at what is possibly one of the most evil creatures in all of Hyborea?"
Sometimes there are things besides weapons that you can use in battles. It's called a mind. I would think you would have a decent one, but the ranger never does. We could have just told these snake men, sure, take these treasures. You can have these treasures. We could exit the room, close the door on them, and they would all been killed by the magical wards here. And none of us would have been injured, and none of us would have been paralyzed. But oh no, the ranger and his bow.
I guess I won't mention the fact that the ranger missed and I was actually the first one to shoot one, but that's okay. I'm okay with being tied up. I'm gonna see winks.
Austria was. I'm sorry. Austria was. Oh, go ahead.
It's the province of assassins. Like it's literally an ability they could just do. But I'll give you like a sleight of hand chance to pull it off, Mike. So let me see what your pickpockets. Yeah, and then we'll give a minus to that. So we'll say 3 and 12. Let me see. You want to roll it? We'll say 3 out of 12. If you do not succeed, you're going to stab yourself, of course, with the poison. So just know that.
Okay, well, I'm not stupid, so.
Right, exactly. You got about a 25% chance of doing it successfully without poking. Like the sack's right behind the tooth, so you have to like reach up and like squeeze it out of the tooth.
Yeah, I'm looking. Those are awful sharp teeth.
Yeah.
I choose not to.
Okay.
If it's not that easy, then yeah.
No, definitely not.
Not
without some training.
With my natural affinity, could I draw that, or would it
Absolutely
be any? Okay.
Not from a snake.
Was Austria the most hurt?
No.
Yeah, I only took 2 points. I don't know how many she took.
Tulok took a bunch too, didn't he?
Okay, other than Tulok.
I took 5.
I took 9.
Everybody's mad at Tulok.
I still don't understand the reason why Brighild would be so upset with shooting at these snake men.
You're paralyzed. Be quiet.
Yeah,
I can heal myself, so, and I'm actually going to. I can do it once, so I can actually heal myself back up to full.
Okay.
So I do a little prayer.
Okay.
You did.
Crystal, if you want, what you can do, actually, you can't take the poison from the snake man. However, with the natural identification, and because you're exposed to this poison, you could probably look around and find something that would help get your friend unparalyzed much faster. But whether or not that stuff's around will be the random part of it. So we'll say you have 3 and 6. That there's some kind of herbs around if you want to look that can get Tam unparalyzed, from the snake man poison.
Okay. 6.
Okay, so now there's you're like, I think that such and such berry will probably work, but you can't. You're looking around. You wouldn't find it before he would be freed. I will say this too.
Bricky'll definitely tells Sorka to not look too hard.
Actually, I was going to give it to the snake man so we could question him.
Oh no, the snake man's paralyzed by magic.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry.
So you do notice this though, as you're kind of passing, because you have to pass. You kind of going back to the hole that you crawled in to get in. You actually can see very clearly, because there's a ladder leading there now, that the snake man came from the hole below.
Is my light shining down to here? Because it shines in a 60-foot radius. Continuous
no.
light.
You can probably see it from there, but it's not shining that far up.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're looking, because that's near the false entrance, which is like 3/4 of a mile away, so it's pretty far. So yeah, you can see that the snake men came from deeper in the hole, or they seem to have, anyways. But you're going up onto the surface, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, are we?
But I think for now, yeah, we have some hurt people, some paralyzed party members, or one. Probably go up is better. Yeah.
You got to go like at the top of the hole, just like hang out there and wait till he heals up a bit. And you're taking the snake man with you, I guess.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. How long before he's unfrozen?
6 turns, so an hour, right?
Okay. So roll. How nice am I? I'm a pretty nice person. Roll a d10.
A d10? Okay. I rolled a 2.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay. So you get up to the top. Tulok is still paralyzed. You're waiting for the snake man to unparalyze. And let's see if you hear. That was how long it took for them to figure out that you killed all the snake men to send reinforcements. Ooh, and I rolled a 1 for a surprise. So you guys are kind of not paying. Maybe you're trying to figure it out, so you're not fully paying attention. So up out of the hole, you see come a very, very, very large snake. It kind of like sticks its head up, and it has like these membranes that flare out like this, and it is a giant cobra. And it has a surprise round on you. So,
well, before we do the surprise round, could I have taken a good berry while we were sitting here waiting?
Sure, why not? Yeah, it's been 20 minutes. And well, actually, surprise round, you're not going to notice anything. I will have to give you a chance to notice right after. The cobra sticks its head up out of the. Oh, look! There's even a picture of a giant spitting cobra, and it goes, and it's going to target one of you, and it's going to do the thing that giant spitting cobras do. And you know what that is?
Spit.
It's going to spit. Yep. So I think that there are 5 of you. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no!
4.
Put Tulok in there too.
Yeah.
God dang!
It might swallow Tulok, but it's not dumb enough to spit on a paralyzed person.
Calm down, Tony.
Take Tulok.
I'm beginning to feel a little hostility here towards.
Yeah, I know.
Tulok.
This has become a hostile gaming environment.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. Oh man. Uh-oh, Tony. I think the hostility has brought it upon you because it's targeting Brickhill.
Oh no.
Let's see how this
Karma.
works.
That's just gonna make her more
Instant
pissed.
karma.
She's just gonna be mad now.
Every time she gets
Runs
attacked,
upon me.
she's be like, "God damn it, Tulok, you son of
Look
a
what you
so,
did, yeah.
30 feet. If it hits, okay, so I gotta make it an attack roll. 12. Let's see. Giant spitting cobra.
It's like Tupac and Biggie, and instead of Tupac and Brighild.
That's gonna hit you. It hits armor class 0, unfortunately. So yes, this
Only-
thing spits at you. Make a death poison save for kill.
That is a fail.
Ooh, you are blinded as it hits you in the face. Unless you're wearing field plate, which I don't think you are.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you are blinded currently. And now we go into initiative. So let's roll down. This thing's coming up out of the hole. Sorka, what do you want to do? See a giant cobra?
Cast a spell.
Okay. Tam. Oh. Rosie.
Bows.
Ah.
Bo.
Nesta.
Spell.
Okay. Estrella.
How far away is it again?
Oh, it's like 30 feet away, if that. A little less.
I'm a little worried about getting close to this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ranged on this time.
Okay. Tulip.
I think he gets swallowed up. Am I still paralyzed, or is he up?
Oh, and you're paralyzed? I thought Tam was paralyzed.
No, Tulok is paralyzed.
Oh, okay. Well, I was confused. So what's Tam doing?
Bo.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. My brain was not functioning correctly. I think I heard things backward. All right, so Tulip's paralyzed. Yeah, and Brighild, you are blinded. I mean, you could poke with your spear if it comes at you, but
No, she's
probably
gonna. I
not.
mean, once she gets sprayed by this thing and is blinded, she's gonna try to crawl off into some bushes and get away
Yeah.
from it all.
Yeah, that feels like a smart move. Yeah, so you get hit in the face with the thing and move. Okay, so Mike, let's roll initiative for the group. 1 for the snake.
4.
Aha, you go first. Okay, so melee happens first. Nobody's belaying this thing, right? So then we're missile, which is Tam.
-1 for
That
4.
hits. Okay. The arrow sinks, in a little bit. This thing's tougher than the
Still
snake
little.
man, clearly. Let's see, Estrella.
-1 for 5.
Nice. Okay. Another arrow sinks deeply into this, well, not very deeply, into this giant snake. Okay. And then, right, you said a spell, right, Panesta?
Yes, I did. Yes. Spell.
Okay, just make sure. Okay, so we're in spells now, so Sorka.
For flavor, like to flavor my spell, Sorka pulls a like this horn out that has druidic writing on it, and she blows into it in order to cast befriend animal.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And since if it's
a-
aggressive, it gets a +2 versus it gets a +2, and yeah, it's sorcery save.
Okay, interesting. Let's roll it first, as you can see. Okay, well, 16 plus 2 is 18. Okay, it makes a save. So,
Dang it.
unfortunately, it does not. You are not friendly with the giant spinning cobra.
Man,
Which would
I
have been-
can't
which
get
would have been
any
technically-
animal friends.
You keep trying against giant snakes. It's not to the best. All right, Vanessa.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast mirror image.
That's smart. Okay, and I think that's everybody, right? Okay, the
That
cobra
gives me
is going.
4, just so you know, 4 images. I just rolled.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, so there's 4 of you. Let's see.
Technically 5 of me now.
5, right? So there's 5 of you. I'm gonna do this. I mean, there's 4 of you that are actually targets. I should say.
Correct. Yep.
Oh, and it's going after Podesta. Well, how does it work again? It automatically hits the thing, or you roll?
They have an AC of 9.
Okay. Oh, that's to hit first, right?
Yep.
Okay. That hits.
Okay,
Well,
so yeah,
it
one.
hits them, but probably not you. That hits armor class 6.
Yeah, so
Right.
one.
It
One goes
automatically hits the mirror, right? It's not like a random thing. It's like it just automatically hits the mirrors. Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Okay. Yep.
Is that true? Okay, sorry. Yeah. I was just trying to remember. Mirror image is like different in every single edition. So I always forget. And this one, it automatically hits a mirror image. Okay. That's all it can do. You do realize, though, as it slides out of this thing to attack Penesta, there is something riding on its back. And it is the Snake Man.
Oh God.
Yep. And this Snake Man is holding a metallic knot of contorted tubes inlaid with a pattern of fine wires. He seems to be holding it much in the same way you might hold a crossbow, and he is going to shoot at one of you. He is going to shoot at number 2, which is Tam. And he is going to miss. So he does something to this device, and you hear, and you in the ground next to you thuds as some kind of missile hits the ground, but you can't see it. It's maybe small or something. And that is all they can do. Now we're in the next round. So now this giant snake with the Snake Man riding it has come to the surface. What does Sorka want to do?
Casting a spell.
Okay. How about Tam?
Oh. Tam's pulling his sword and charging it.
Okay. Nice. Panasta?
How high up is the Snake Man?
It's not very high because it's riding. I mean, it went up. It's on a snake, so it's snake's
Okay.
only like. I mean, it's a giant snake, but you could if you ran up to it, you could hit it. It's not so high.
Can I try something?
Of course, you can try anything you want. What would it fall under? Is the question.
Yeah,
Or
that's
is it
what I'm
less?
wondering. I think it would call under melee. I want to try to use the whip to try to whip this guy right off the snake.
Yeah, the whip has an entangle-y thing, right?
Yep.
This
Isn't
is
that
going to
part
be
of his,
so badass if it works.
Okay. Estrella?
Well, I'm going to do missile. I just don't know if I should missile the big snake or if I should missile the dude.
Okay. We can decide that when it gets to you.
Yep.
Brigil, you're still
She's going
hiding?
to get that everlasting water skin that she has and
Mhm.
start washing her face and eyes out.
Oh, yes. Oh, the magical one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say that I'll give you another save for that but that'll take this whole turn to do it. Okay, so let's roll initiative, Mike. 4.
5.
Aha! Nice. Okay. So melee, which is now Tam. You're running forward with the sword. Who are you attacking? The snake or the Snake Man?
The Snake Man, if I can get
Okay.
to him.
Yeah, he can. He's riding on a snake. Because why wouldn't a Snake Man ride a snake? I mean, let's think about it. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Okay.
AC 1 for 5.
Oh, yeah, that definitely is. Oh. All right, yeah. You cut into him pretty deeply. And he kind of looks at you with his weird contraption. Melee, Planesta.
Yep. I'm gonna
Whip
try.
it good.
That's right.
I gotta look at the whip. It's under the whip.
Yeah,
description,
it has
right?
to exceed. It has to exceed the required score by 5.
Okay.
Because I'm not a whip master. Because I don't have mastery of anything. But we'll try it. All I can do is try it.
Yeah.
Nope, 12. I just rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12. Okay. Well, what did that hit? What armor class does that hit?
Oh, for me, that hits armor class. I get +1. No, the whip's not a plus. So, yeah, +1. No, 4. Armor class 4.
That hits.
Okay.
Yeah. Its armor class is 6, so you exceeded by 2. So that's not enough to entangle it, but you do damage, I guess. Right?
Okay.
Or does it do no damage? No, whip still does damage, right? It does D2.
Yeah, 1d2 + 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 4 points.
Hey.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 3 points. 3 points of damage.
I was gonna say, how'd you get 1d2 plus
Yeah,
1?
yeah.
4
No,
points.
sorry.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, it does not kill him, but you have now whipped and cut the Snake Man riding a snake. Because why wouldn't a Snake Man ride a snake? And that is all of our melee, correct? Now we are into missiles, which is going to be Estrella.
I'm gonna try and stay on the giant snake.
Okay.
So, oh, really?
Uh-oh. Would you crit fumble?
No, I hit AC
Oh.
-6 for a damage of 1.
Oh.
And then the second shot hits AC 4 for a damage of 4, so 5 total damage.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, the second one misses the snake.
Oh
Bounces
shit.
off it bounces off its thick hide.
Okay.
That is correct. The snake is tougher than the snake man, as you might guess, because it is a giant snake. Okay, so spells. You were casting a spell, right, Sorker?
Yes.
Yes. Please do so at this time.
Sorka takes some powder from a pouch on her side, and she winds it in her hands and says some magic words as she casts light upon the snake man, upon his eyes, attempting to. So he has to do a save versus sorcery or be partially blinded.
Oh, this is on the snake man.
Yes.
Okay, he rolled a 16. What is the snake man sorcery save? What did the snake man say? Snake man sorcery. Oh, 16 is his save, so he just makes it.
Ah.
Yeah, he turns to the side, and now the side of his head is lit up. He's like, hell. All right, now it's their turn. So the snake is going to melee one of the two that are meleeing it, which would be Tam or Panesta. Well, Tam, one of the many Panestas. One of the many Panestas. So the snake.
I was wrong about that mirror image spell, Daniel. Yeah, it's like a probability of who they'll hit. So
it is, okay. So how many do you have left?
So 3. So
okay, so you plus 3.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so 4 total. Okay, pick a number between 1 and 4, and that'll be you.
2.
Okay, no, it goes after 3. So one more. Well, assuming it hits, which it does, one more of your mirrors disappears.
Okay.
The snake man up top, also is going. Well, he could target anyone, in the area. So he will roll a d4 to see who goes after. He is being put upon by all of you at this point. Oh, you tried to cast a spell on him. He's going to try to shoot at Sorker. Ooh, 17. That is going to hit an armor class of 1. So you are shot with the snake man bullet. You feel this metallic, like a tiny rock, but it's made out of metal, smashes into you. Luckily for you, he didn't roll that high, so it's not doing anything different. But it is still going to do 4 points of damage.
Who was that?
So you Sorka. You just got shot by a snake man bullet, basically.
Ouch.
He's done that twice. Okay. And that is the round. So coming into go ahead, Brighild, make a saving throw.
Save. Okay.
Poison, that's save it.
Oh yeah, 18. I made that one.
All right, yeah. The burning, kind of salty. Your eyes kind of burn a bit as this like salty water from the magical flask pours upon the venom, but the magical property of it seemed to have washed the venom away out of your eyes. And while you're probably still got stingy red eyes, you are back in action, no longer blinded. And you look over and you see your crew fighting a giant snake being ridden by a snake man with some kind of a gun. Okay, so let's declare actions. Sorka, what would you like to do?
Lasso.
Nice. Okay, so that's melee, right? I guess.
It's a missile weapon.
Oh, it's a missile weapon. Okay, so Tam.
Sword.
Okay, Vanessa.
Missile.
Okay, Straya.
I'm staying with missile.
Okay, Tuluk's laying there. Brighild, did you want to enter the fray?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a spell, but I'm gonna have to use movement to get to the snake first, of course.
Okay, so you'll go second phase. All right. Let's roll initiative, Mike. 1 for the snake.
6.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, so melee first. So that would be. Oh man, what did you say you were doing, Crystal? A spell again?
No, lasso, which is a missile.
Lasso, which is a missile. Okay, that's right. Okay, I knew it was. I knew it was something different. Okay, Tam, you are the first melee.
Yeah, I don't think AC 12 hits, does it?
That does not hit either one of the opponents. Panessa, you switch back to... No, you went missile, right? Streya's missile as well. Tulok's not doing anything. Brighild is casting a spell, which will happen at the end. So that goes to missile phase, which is now Sorka. Who are you lassoing? We're trying.
I'm going to attempt to lasso the snake man.
Okay, awesome.
That hits -3. And he has to make an avoidance saving throw in order to not be ensnared.
Okay, that's awesome.
Nice.
You roll a 5. He's ensnared. You have lasso the snake man riding the snake.
So he is effectively prone now, as long as I'm exerting pressure on him.
Pull him off. That's what I wanted to do.
That is awesome. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so he is going to get... You guys will all get it. Well, essentially his AC is adjusted by 4. So his AC is now 10. So that's pretty awesome. Well done. Sorry, I lost my place. So Tam went already. Panessa, you're also doing missile, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna aim for the snake man, but if he's prone, does that?
Well, he's effectively prone, meaning that he's tied. He's like this, right? You didn't pull him
Okay.
out of the ground, did you, Sorker?
No, I mean, like, I don't know if I could do that, but
Yeah, I would say if you want to do that, you'll have to do some kind of a test of strength.
Yeah,
Probably,
no,
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe next turn I'll try or something. I don't know. I'll have to look and see if I even can.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
I
was gonna
mean-
throw my boomerang at him. So
Yeah, I mean, you'll get his AC is now 10 essentially. So
okay.
because his AC is worse by 4.
So that hits AC. Yeah, that'll hit AC 12.
No, 12 is bad.
I'm sorry, 4. I'm sorry,
Okay,
I rolled
yes.
12 and speak. Yeah, yeah. So
All
that
right, do me some damage.
damage with the boomerang. So 5 points.
Okay, that actually kills him. So he gets the lasso around him, and the boomerang cracks off his head, and he probably tumbles to the ground. And you're holding the lasso, Sorka. Strata, missile. Snake Man's down. Snake is still active and looks kind of pissed off because you keep shooting with arrows.
Yeah, I missed. I hit an AC
Okay.
9.
Okay. You'll move. I guess you could obviously change what you're doing, Brighild, if you were going after the Snake Man because he's dead. Because you're.
No,
actually
she's
up
going
in
after the
face.
giant snake.
Okay, go for it then.
Yeah, she's
your
gonna
spell?
run and yell some battle scream as she's running because she's still pissed off and the thing spit in her eyes. So she's gonna run straight towards the giant snake with her spear, and as soon as she gets there, it starts crackling and glowing, and she's using shocking grasp to her spear
Nice.
tip. Oh, good! Max damage 14.
Nice. All right. That does not kill it, but it's very hurt. And actually, I'm going to roll morale for it because it just got shocked, and it doesn't have the Snake Man controlling it anymore. And it's an animal. So let me just do a quick morale check. Oh, morale's a snake. Snake morales are not very high. Well, actually, the cover's pretty high. We gotta roll over. No. It's staying to fight. It's pissed off. That just pissed it off. It's very hurt now, though. Very hurt. As we come into, I guess, will be the next round. The Snake Man is dead. Clearly, with the boomerang smack on his one side of his head is glowing with light. The other side is glowing with a big old bruise from the boomerang. And he's got a lasso wrapped around him. So there's just a giant cobra now. It looks really pissed off and very hurt. So what does Sorka want to do?
She's going to do a missile because the snake man's dead. She's just going to drop her lasso and pull out her short bow.
Okay. So you'll go second phase if you guys win initiative. So
Okay.
10.
Okay. Is there a saddle on this? How was he? He was riding bareback. How was he
Bareback.
riding
Yeah.
bareback? Okay.
No,
he's a snake man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go at it with my sword again.
I mean, if you want to try to ride the snake, that's pretty epic, and I'm all for that.
I do. I really
yeah,
do.
yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah,
try
you can
riding
see on
the
the snake that this snake he was riding a bareback, but you notice that there's like these kind of odd protrusions that were sticking out, and he was holding onto one of them, so you could jump on there. It
I'm
almost
gonna
looks like
jump
somebody
on.
stuck like a knife in the snake's back. There's like a protrusion sticking out of the back. All right, well that
Yes.
feels like an extraordinary feat of dexterity. But
Nice.
There
we'll
we
do that.
go.
We'll do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on. You're gonna do that, Panesta.
Missile.
Okay. Estrella.
I'm gonna keep shooting it with my bow.
All right. Brigil, what you up to?
A spell.
Okay. So Mike, let's roll initiative. Ooh, snake's gonna go first. Probably got a 6.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Okay. Snake's going first. There's a bunch of you all gathered around. It's pretty big, so I'm just gonna say equal chance it can go after anybody at this point. It's got it's giant. So there's 5 of you. The good thing about Tuluk is that because you're laying there dead, even though you don't get the excitement of the battle, is that not dead but paralyzed, is that the snake's not bothering with you because you're not doing anything. It's going after Tam, which could make the fact that you're going to jump on it even more epic. So let's see what happens when it's coming at you.
Yes.
And it misses, I think, with a 7. What's your AC? That hits AC 5.
6.
Oh, just hits you, I guess.
Yes.
And that's the first time the snake's hit anything. Surprisingly, it doesn't do much damage, but it does have poison, so that could be. It does 5 points of damage, which is almost max for the snake. However, let's see, giant spitting cobra. Injects venom. Victim must make death save. Oh, you want to make this one or die? 1d6 plus 6 rounds. Yeah. Do not fail the save.
How bad can I fail?
That's pretty bad. Yeah, you get bit. Yeah, and the poison drips into your veins, and you can feel it going into your system. You'll be dead in 9 rounds.
I should have saved that neutralize poison.
But on a good note, you can jump on its back. Maybe.
I mean, if you're gonna die in the saddle.
I was gonna say exactly.
Yeah. If you gotta go, it's the way to go.
Okay, so
let's die epically.
All right, so going into this round, of course, now it doesn't matter first phase, second phase because of the fact that the snake went first. But melee will definitely go first, which is nobody. All right, and then we got missiles, which is going to be. Are you melee? No, yours is a movement. Damn. We'll count you as melee. Let's have you go for melee because why not? If you're gonna go, you got to go. So. You want to get on this thing? All right, so make an extraordinary feat of dexterity.
My God.
Oh, God. What did you get?
A 93.
So what you're saying is the snake didn't actually bite you. You ran and jumped into its mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is some Keystone Cop shit here.
Yeah, you ran to to grab its face and jump over, and it just raised up, and you feel the fangs go into your chest. All right,
so you're the guy in Hyperborea where we get to coin the phrase "hold my beer."
Exactly.
Yeah. So the fangs deeply sink into Tam, and he falls to the ground.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't bite as much as I impale myself on them.
Right. Exactly. Oh man.
Oh God.
All this craziness had, brought too much pressure. It's like I can't take it anymore. I just want to die.
I blame Tulok.
Damn you, not you too. Head to Tam.
Yeah.
Why did you do this to me?
The new feasting toast will be: here's to Tam. He was dumb, but he was slow.
The running slogan has to be: I blame it on Tulok.
Yes, exactly. Oh man. Okay, so missile. Sorka.
Yes, shooting at it with my short bow. Oh, nice, a crit.
Hey. Roll d6.
5.
5, and you are a cleric.
Druid.
So double damage, so 8 points. Okay, nice. It doesn't die, but it's very hurt. Tam, we know what happened to you. Panessa, you're also doing a missile, right?
Yep, my boomerang.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an 18 on the dice.
I'm sure that probably hits.
Armor class, -2.
Yeah, that hits a little bit.
Okay, DM +2. Well, 4 points of damage.
Okay, it does not kill it, but it's very, very, very hurt. Let's try it.
All right. So I hit an AC 12 and an AC 1, and the one for AC 1 does 5 damage.
That's enough.
That AC 12 is a crit miss.
Oh,
Crit miss.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Well, that might
Right.
affect your ability to do shoot the other arrow. So go ahead and roll a d12.
Okay.
Monk's a cleric, right?
Yep. I rolled a 12.
Well,
Ooh.
hit self. So. Okay. Well, as it works out, complete attack moves after just normal damage inflicted on self. No further attacks possible. So, unfortunately, your second attack.
Nice.
Now, roll a d8 to see if you critted yourself, actually. That would be terrible. Before we do this here. You do not want to roll low. Okay, good. All right, so it's an arrow. I mean, any number of things could have happened. Probably
I would
most likely.
say the most believable thing would be if you've ever done archery, if you're not wearing your arm guard properly and you snap your forearm with the bowstring, you pretty much wish somebody would cut your arm off. It hurts that bad.
Yikes.
So
Okay.
and it
Well-
can actually make you not able to use your hand for a while. So I would say that's
Fair enough.
probably what happened. I shot and it goes blap right into my arm, and I'm like, ah, and I can't hold it. So
Yeah.
how much damage is it?
You take the regular damage, so 5 points. You take the damage that
Okay.
you inflicted. Yeah.
That makes
All right, so you're gonna take that 5 points of damage, and then the second shot doesn't go off, unfortunately, because I would have killed the snake. But all hope is not lost because Brighild's casting a spell.
My last shocking grasp threw a spear on it.
All right.
Do it.
12 damage.
Oh yeah, that kills it. The snake
Nice.
falls.
Nice.
Then
And
she's going
currently-
to turn and run over to where Tam is, and she's going to lean down, seeing the pain and misery he's in, and looking at everybody else to see that no one can probably do anything for him. And she just looks at him and goes, "I promise we'll take good care of the ship. You've showed me quite a bit, and your cousins will be able to help. I'm sorry it come to this. This is the Ranger's fault, and he will know it."
Jeez.
How long do we have before it affects them?
8 rounds, so 6 more rounds, which is 6 minutes.
Is there any way I could use my natural identification to do something?
I think we already had you look around for stuff that took care of the poison. Remember?
Oh
You
yeah,
didn't find
that's-
anything, yeah.
okay.
Otherwise, I would say yes, you'd have a chance. But you did already. I mean, I know it's a different poison, but we already did that in this area, and there was nothing around. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
within 8 minutes. Unfortunately, no. But that's a good idea. I just don't think that's. Sorry, Tam. Any final words from the dying
No.
dying pirate king?
This, he thought he was touched by the gods with his little yeah, he's just confused. He will just sit down, be confused, and quietly die.
Sorka, give him a drink to go.
Well, I guess he wouldn't quietly die. I'm sure this with the amount of toxin that's going through him, it will be quite traumatic as all the muscles start spasming and
Oh my goodness, that's so gruesome.
Yeah, Brickhill is going to set Tulok up to make sure he watches.
Yeah, Tulok, you can't really move, but you can just see your eyes are open, watching Tam shake and sputter and foam at the mouth, and then eventually die.
We still have a snake man that's petrified, right? Or paralyzed, so that we can.
But yeah, you do. Well, and he's going to be for another bit. So is Tulok. So by the time all this happens, I mean that only took the entire combat took 10 minutes. So you still got like another half an hour before Tulok and the Snake Man come to. They're both going to come to around the same time. So we'll just jump forward because there's nothing else to attack you during that period. Yeah, Tulok, you wake up or you become unparalyzed by the Snake Man poison. Having seen this fight. Briggle's not very happy, clearly. And the Snake Man awakens as well.
Tam's not happy either.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tam
Tam.
is currently a corpse.
Yeah, Tulok just goes over to Tam and puts his hand down on his chest and says, "Farewell, my comrade."
It's deadly life being a
Vanessa,
pirate.
Vanessa's just numb at this point. She's seen so many of her friends die. God. She doesn't even cry anymore.
Well, that's another one.
I mean, all right. Yeah.
Just
No,
notches
she'd be
on the
upset.
belt.
No, she'd be upset.
Sorka is going to take Austria's hand and cast Cure Light Wounds on it.
Oh, I don't have any damage. Oh, yes, I do. Sorry. Yes. Okay. My fault. She reaches over and pats Sorka's hand as she does it and tells her thank you.
Sorka
And-
just gives your hand a squeeze.
Somber in the somber moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go over to that Snake Man that's awake now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He looks at you with hate in his eyes.
Yes, I will look back at him with hate as well. I'll say, you're going to die anyway, but we can make this very hard on you. So you might as well just answer our questions and we'll make it easy.
He just stares at you.
Let's string him up and use him as a piñata.
It is going to be hard to get to talk.
Nesta, the best thing we can do, if we keep hanging around here, there are going to be more of them come up from that hole. It's best that we just leave. Tulok will carry Tam's body back, and we do not need to hang around here much longer. There may be worse things than giant snakes.
You're right. I need a
Yes,
snake
that's
man.
right. Leave. Leave. There's nothing for you down there. You'll just die. You'll die like the food you are.
With that, Sorka's going to grab her club and just walk up and smack his head with it.
Oh. Okay, do damage. He's helpless, so you can hit him.
Okay. And I do 1 extra damage, so 3 points.
Okay. Ouch. He says.
Okay. She's just going to beat him to death.
Okay.
Wow, chaotic druid.
Wow, yeah, he basically taunts you the whole time. And he says, your kind will be dead. Your kind will be dead. You can never control the power that we have. You'll never get it. Leave. Leave now. You'll never get it.
Okay.
She'll beat him to death
And then he
without
does.
remorse.
Yeah,
And then
then he
she
does.
will take her rope back.
Well, this is a different guy. But you can take the rope off too. Oh, no, that's right. You tied this guy up too. The guy that was riding the snake had, but while she was doing that, which probably took like a minute, today we wanted to do anything. Or did you guys want to examine the thing that the snake man that you guys had killed that was riding the giant snake?
Absolutely.
I was going to say, yeah. Did we find the contraption that he had? Or did
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah, you did.
crossbow
Yep.
deal?
Yep. You definitely did. And if you look at it, you can kind of tell, because you saw him use it, so I'm not going to make it roll for you to figure it out, how it would operate. And it looks like you can actually see inside of it. There's like where the mechanism is. So there's all these wires and stuff. Imagine like an alchemical like setup. near where basically the barrel is, you can actually see that right above it there's a chamber that's actually glass, so you can see into it, and there's 3 more of those metal stones. So you would imagine that there's 3 more shots in it, basically.
Is this something that you will use, Estrella?
She would just kind of look at it and then just kind of look back with like this wrinkled nose and be like, no. I would say if none of you can use it, take it somewhere where it can be studied, sold, or whatever. This is Snake Man device. I don't think Apollo would look favorably on me doing such a thing.
Okay. I'm going to suggest we take a head back to the monastery because nobody ever seems to believe us when we mention snake men. So I'd like to take back some proof.
Sure, there's 2 here.
Yep, I'll take
There's
a
the guy
head.
that his head is lit up. Well, I guess that fades away after a while, and then there's the guy that is, well, then there's a very smashed up head that the
Yeah, I'll
druid
take the other one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to leave, nothing stops you.
Oh, I didn't realize she had actually literally had beat it to death.
Well, she said, "I'm beating
No,
it to
I
death."
mean,
Yeah, I missed that part. I would have stopped you, but that's okay. Because I would say we could have just taken that snake man to them.
I don't think that they would want it around.
Well, they may have wanted to question it themselves, but I mean, it's neither here nor there. Taking a head works too.
Just for proof.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yep. Of course, they probably won't let me bring it on the ground. They didn't want the fang, so.
We can let them know that their temple here or whatever is probably infested with more of them.
Yep.
They need to find somebody else to go clear it out.
Yes, that's what's going to happen. They're not going to ask us at all.
Nope.
Why would they do that?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to leave, nothing stops you. No more snake men come up out of the hole.
Yes, we'd take Tam with us, right? So.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
gonna. Brickhill's gonna build some kind of litter, that you can pull behind him, and she's gonna make sure that Tulok pulls it.
Yeah, Tulak is pulling the body, and Tulak, looks at Brighild and says, "Brighild, what is your problem?"
Oh, if you say that to her, she's gonna come and punch you. Then
Oh no.
He's gonna dodge again, or he tried.
if you get rude with her, she's not gonna put up with it today. So yeah, she's just gonna walk up and punch you or try to punch you. Armor class 5.
That hits him just
Yeah.
exactly at 5.
Yeah, so you'll if you're just pummeling him, you'll just do 1 point damage plus any strength bonus.
So at this point, Australia would step in and like put a hand on each of you and shove you both back, and then she'd like snap her fingers and point.
No, Tulak is gonna step up. He's gonna take that punch to the face, and he's gonna be like, "What is your problem? I've made a vow. I made a vow to slay every one of these stinking creatures after they killed Lachlan. Do you understand what that means?" And then he's gonna just step up. He's not gonna like try to hit her or anything.
Yeah, Australia would just tell you that you guys need to settle this later.
It would have been settled, you idiot, if you wouldn't have shot your bow at them first. We could have left them in that room, and they would have been taken by the wards of the magic there, and they would have met their deaths without any of us meeting any of our deaths.
They live there. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? They came out of the depth of that place. They could have been the ones that laid the trap in the first place.
You're an idiot.
Do you think they're idiotic enough to set off their own traps and die?
Got you there.
Call me, Brighild.
You are an idiot, Tulok. That's all I will say to you. You're a complete babbling idiot.
Yeah. He just, quietly picks up the body and then, drags Tam's body.
As we're all making our way along, Sorka will come up behind Tulok without saying anything, and she'll cast Cure Moderate Wounds on him.
Nice. Yeah, he was quite injured. All right. Excellent. So you're making your way back to the monastery, which we could say will be uneventful, and we'll start the next session, I think, at the monastery. After a pretty devastating fight, seems you've at least discovered that the crown is in fact missing from the tomb, and there were, well, we'll say signs, for lack of a better word, of snake men in the depths. Okay, we'll leave it there.
As we fade off, Astrae's gonna look over at Sorka and say, "I think we should make up another vow. No more trying to ride animal saddles or monster saddles."
Perhaps our vow should be hit the comment button. Hit the comment button. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell for future videos.
Nice.